What is going on, folks? Welcome to the match review for Palmeiras 1, Chelsea 2. The panel will be here shortly. I didn't want to start too late because we're already starting an hour later than what I anticipated. So big up to every single one of you who are tuned in. Big up to Real Chris who just tuned in as well. Also, yes, he did mud you. He's been mudding you, but now you acknowledge it. Yes. Smash up the like, people. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to check out the links in the description. Memberships, 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Cool emojis that come with that as well in the first tier. And yeah. Big up, Sergey. You were at the game yesterday. The game was quite an eventful one, ladies and gents. It was a fun affair. And if you haven't watched the match day vlog, go over to the videos tab on my YouTube page. You'll be able to see it right there. Big up to Jimmy the Spliff. Big up to CB. Big up to Jason, who I met there. Big up to who else? Who else did I fucking see there? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. Xavi. I met up with Xavi. Met up with a few other people. I think I also met Alex Goldberg. I met George Benson. Big up to those guys as well. Really kind guys. And yeah, big up to everyone that I ended up meeting at the Chelsea game yesterday before. Big up to Pete and Jaime and Jamie. Big up to all you guys that we went to Tiernanog to watch Thiago Silva. Ooh, Thiago Silva just completely be the dominant force that he is and take his team to victory versus Al Hilal. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I just looked at the score. When the fuck did Real Madrid versus Dortmund become 3-2? I walked away early.
I watched the first half. That's it.
Bro, I
missed out.
It was a snooze fest to me, and I was like, oh my god, dude, Dortmund just can't do anything. Like they have nothing. Like just missing passes. The decision making so shit here. These running there, they're not passing. It's getting intercepted there. And I'm thinking like, okay, nothing's gonna come of this. Like this is Real Madrid game. And I'm looking at the full time right now, guys, and it's fucking 3-2, 3-2 in the span of 5 minutes.
And a red card.
3 goals were scored and a red card. So Huijsen misses the next game. Huijsen, who's been pretty key for them.
If you get straight red, there's only one game.
He might miss the rest of the tournament. I don't know how that works because the cards were going to reset. The cards were going to reset in the next round. Jackson already faced his ban, so he was eligible to play last night.
No, I thought he missed 2. That's why, because he had a straight red number. So I thought people.
But Huijsen might miss the rest of the tournament. I have no idea what's going to happen. If you guys know, go ahead. That's good to hear. James is fitting well. Dormer almost scored on the last kick of the game too. Courtois saved their ass. Wow. Carney, man, injuries robbed him, and you could still see flash. Yeah, he had perfect, really great flashes. And so that's what I mean. Like, he was doing great link-up play. Big up Ahmed. You don't really need to tell me. Just when you get here, you know. But no, I'm ending the stream right now, Ahmed. Just because you told me. I'm ending the stream right now. Yep, it's over. 5-minute stream. Okay.
I thought you were going to leave me here.
No. I wouldn't. But yeah, guys, I'm just saying, a lot to talk about. This Club World Cup has been one incredible tournament to watch. If you haven't been watching because it's 2 in the morning in your time, that's fine. Like, that's totally understandable. You don't want to watch all these games. These games are in a totally different time zone. It makes sense. But if you're in the States and you're watching them, you're having a good time. It's, for the most part, these games have been pretty good. And it's been a really good tournament so far. Obviously, it's got its negatives, which we've discussed before in the call-in show last time. But there's a lot of good in it. But let me stop retracting. Let's get to the actual meat and potatoes of today's stream, which is going to be the review. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea are going to the semifinals of Club World Cup. Up the fucking Chelsea. All of you guys that doubted Maresca, keep doubting him. Keep doubting him, and he will keep proving you wrong. We have been going into the South American tour. Faced Flamengo, faced Palmeiras now, and now we're gonna go up against Fluminense. We're just playing all the Brazilian people. It's crazy, but this guy is getting us into, it looks like we're going to be getting into a final. And if we get into that final, it's going to be either Real Madrid or PSG. And at that point, let's see what happens, boys. It could be anyone's game. It's a one-off game. It could be anyone's game. Let's hope that our players are fit and ready to go, and we'll take it from there. But absolutely smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, ladies and gents. About 50 of you here tuning in to the review. Like I said, if you want the match day vlog, it's on the channel. Go to the videos tab on the page and you'll find it right there. Big up to everyone that has watched it already. Big up to everyone that is in the chat. Let's get to this. So let's start off with the quick summary of the match. Ladies and gents, as some of you probably already know, I was there. And obviously, surprise, shock, Reece James was announced as being in the lineup, and then he actually wasn't in the lineup because of a knock or something that he picked up in the warm-up. So Andrey Santos stepped in very last minute. We were very surprised to see Andrey Santos be announced at the stadium. We also got to see Nkunku make a start. No Moises Caicedo. Lavia had some type of a little tiny muscular injury. We'll get an update on that as the week progresses, as the weekend progresses. And then our strong defenders, Malo Gusto making a start. One player that really going into this game made me very nervous, as well as many of you Chelsea fans. And listen, if you look at the vlog, if you watch the vlog, you'll see how nervous I was about it. So Malo Gusto in the midfield was something that made me a nervous wreck. But we went into this game. Obviously, they were missing 2 key players in their center back pairing, but a strong lineup for them. Estevau in the 10 position, mostly drifting towards the left, which is where, or the right, which is where Cucurella met him and encountered him, and that was an interesting duel to watch throughout the course of the night. So, that being said, starting off the game, it was kind of a stalemate for the most part. Like, we were mostly dominant in terms of possession. It felt like, from what I was watching, it's just we weren't really making or creating many chances. They were just really defensively sound. They couldn't really figure out a way to break us. They had a few opportunities, but nothing really came of it. They weren't really testing the keeper. And in a brilliant and listen, Delap played. He didn't have his best game, but I think he was a quiet hero in a sense. Just doing the build up, doing the boring stuff that no one cares about, no one likes, winning headers and aerials. and wasn't crazy involved in front of the net, but was involved in build up a lot. And in this game, he was quiet in front of the net. I don't think he even had a single, or maybe he had one shot or two shots
I don't
the whole
remember
game.
a single shot.
Yeah,
but...
it wasn't a great striker performance, but it was a good like Olivier Giroud-esque performance of just helping with build up,
Being a big
hold
target
up
man.
play, being a target man, and opening up spaces. So not what we want from our number 9, but sometimes in certain conditions it is required or asked of. It is what it is. I also think the team isn't finding his runs. The team isn't, fully, 100% chemistry figured out. So there's some things to tweak and build on. That being said, I believe it was a moment where he built up I think it was him, or it was him, and then to Santos, and then Santos is possessed, and Santos we'll get on him obviously as we go over the individuals, but he Palmer ends up getting the ball. He cuts inside, and as he cuts inside, finds a moment to take a shot, and it's a brilliant shot, ladies and gents. Absolutely brilliant shot, and boom, a classic Cole Palmer-esque slot the ball right behind the net. Well-placed shot, finds the back of the net, and we are 1-0 up. Also, as I say that, big up the Bridge Nation. Appreciate the raid. Thank you very much. Any of you guys that are coming here from the Bridge Nation raid, be sure to smash up the like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we will be here to discuss yesterday's match that I was in attendance for. Big up Ahmed. Thank you for the raid. But yeah, we'll be discussing the match, reviewing everything, going over player performances and all that stuff. And we're going to be doing this all summer, transfers and all that fun stuff throughout this entire summer until the season begins. So if you want news, if you want content, subscribe to the channel, smash up the like button. So as we continue on, the game mostly, I don't want to say it was a cagey affair, but we weren't really creating too many chances. I think Santos had a pretty solid performance. Enzo, again, had to hold Santos's hand a little bit, but was really man-marked at the match. You could see like the physicality that he got himself involved in, and played his part. Malo Gusto had a remarkably good performance. Like it's a breath of fresh air to see him finally have a performance where I'm not worried about I was worried about a mistake at any point, but he was passing, he was keeping it simple, overlapping, winning the ball back. He had a good performance, which was long overdue. That being said, we go into the second half. We come out with the same lineup. I don't think there was any changes at the half. And as we go into the second half, I think 53 minutes into the half, a moment of brilliance for Estevau, where he had regained the ball. It was a 1-2. He goes into the box. Levi Colwell tries to block what looked like was going to be a cross into the box, and Sanchez near post, unable to do really much about it. I'm not gonna blame Sanchez for that goal. I don't think it really was more so just a moment of brilliance from Estevau, who had some moments in the first half, had some moments in the second half as well, where he was building a play. It really, for Palmeiras, it really was Estevau or nothing. Not really much else was coming out of any other outlet for their team, and Estevau was really the sole creator for the team, making the chances. And in that moment, Estevau gets an absolute brilliant goal. It was a brilliant goal that sometimes you just got to give credit where credit is due. There's no really scapegoat in this. Colwell would have done what anyone else would have done, prevent the cross, because you don't think you're going to take a shot from there. And I don't think the positioning of Robert Sanchez was bad either. Like, I don't think anyone is expecting a shot from that angle to actually make it. And so it was very, very good moment of brilliance for Estevau, which goes to show too what he could do against a Premier League side. So time will tell what his future will be at Chelsea. We continue the match, and obviously Chelsea now need to get a win. They go a little bit more aggressive. They push. We go to the wings. We try to cross the ball in. No luck. We made some changes. Joao Pedro came in around the 55th minute or something like that. Came in pretty quick into the match. Delap unfortunately got himself a yellow, which means he's not going to be available for the semifinal match against Fluminense. But yeah, 54th minute, Liam Delap gets taken out. Joao Pedro gets put in. Joao Pedro puts on a pretty sensational performance. But yeah, he is creating chances. We're making more chances. And in one moment, around the 83rd minute, towards the end of the game, Malo Gusto, again, from a corner, goes in, takes a shot. It deflects, and it goes in. It goes in. Now, Malo Gusto still hasn't gotten his first goal for Chelsea, so that is unfortunate for him. But, hey, we'll take the own goal. Malo celebrates. The
I think
team
it's a
are
cross,
happy. Maybe it was a cross. It looked like he was taking a shot.
You
from
watched
my
on
angle.
TV, right? I'm guessing as well.
A little bit. I just watch highlights, really.
Okay.
I'd have to rewatch it. But good for Malo Gusto getting an own goal from there. He's the difference maker.
They robbed
in
my
that
boy.
moment.
They robbed him, bro. I'll never
I think
forgive
they
him.
robbed him. He
Who is
probably
this?
could have gotten a goal.
CP.
It's RSM.
Wait, is it?
And then
Is it?
Yeah,
is
I'm
it?
not. Yeah, I'm not at home. I'm not at home yet, bro. I got.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn, man, I was thinking, who's this brother, man? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Man, squeaky, man,
It
squeaky.
looks-
No,
it
I'm
sounds a lot
joking.
different.
Such a troll, sorry.
very different when
Let
you're
you
not
finish,
part
I'll
of
let you
it.
finish,
At least,
Mark,
at least
Yeah.
you recognize it. Dude.
Yeah. And yeah, ladies and gents, the game ends 2-1 to Chelsea. Chelsea advance to the semifinal. There's a lot to discuss in this one. A lot of great performances to talk about. Chris, it's been a while since we started with you, so let's go with you. What did you think about the game overall?
I will say like wait a second. No, I don't think there is. It's great to see us get into the semi-final. I know people are saying it's the easiest route. I mean, I agree. It is the easiest side for sure. But where's Man City? Like Man City was on the same side as us. They're not meeting us in the semi-final.
Damn.
So yeah, like obviously happy to see they've done this well and actually took it serious and like gone to the teams they played against and done it. Yeah, but I will say like of Cole Palmer, like not just the goal marshal. I know you mentioned like he had a great goal and like getting to the score sheet, but like the way he dropped deep in that game, like involved in the play and stuff like that, like was really impressive. I thought he was like probably our top player in that game, maybe him or I'm trying to think who else because I'm trying to remember.
Alright, so listen, you know what, man? Let's actually talk about the real man.
Well, let Chris talk, man. Let Chris finish.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, like with Cole Palmer, I was really impressed with him as well. I was actually impressed with Santos as well because in the first half I didn't really notice Santos, maybe because it's so late and I weren't paying attention. But I really paid attention in the second half, and he was, for me, holding his own. Like he's always looking for the pass. He's the tackling. He was
I
doing
agree,
a
Chris,
few
man. It
tackles.
was really late, bro. I know what you mean, bro.
No, I know. Like I was
Even
like,
I was
my
struggling.
my eyes
I
are
was
paper
struggling.
cuts. But yeah, like but yeah, like I was quite impressed with Santos. Like with Cole, Will, Chalobah. I'm thinking I would keep this Chalobah at Chelsea as a squad player or a player who can step in because he's actually performed a lot of good games like for Chelsea in the later
Can you
season.
learn how
and-
to just hit the ball, please? Though that's the one thing I have to still. I keep
With
asking
Chalobah?
just to- Yeah.
No, I just like the way he reads.
It was
like,
that- it was the one time.
It
It was the one time, Chris, yeah, and I know Marshall probably saw this, yeah.
Maybe I didn't notice it.
When he tried to hit the ball, and he missed time the old bit, and the ball, well, I didn't have to run back on the wall.
I didn't get fully that, but yeah.
We got to try him, though. I'm not even trying to hate on him.
No, but like,
hilarious. That was hilarious.
It was for me like our whole defense. Like yeah, even Gusto had a solid game, I thought. But yeah, like our whole defense was like brilliant. They didn't really have a proper chance, but Estevau, I guess. Like Estevau, a good thing about that game, we got a result and we saw a good performance from Estevau against Chelsea and against Cucurella. Like he was really like putting a shift on Cucurella. Like Cucurella definitely dealt with it, but like he still scored a goal. So yeah, and I don't really blame that on Sanchez. I'll be honest, like that's a great goal. I think I seen like per check, not like a shot, but like if you remember Muller's header, like it went from near post and it went to the ground and hit crossbar and in. It's like something like that. Like I don't really blame Sanchez for that, I'll be honest. So yeah, like it was a great game, but yeah, like we move on to the semi-final. But yeah,
when did they say this? As far as I'm aware, CP really rates Estevau highly. So does Scott. So this is a weird one. But go ahead, Chris.
I mean, I'm liking the look of Estevau. Like I would take Estevau into the squad right now, like easily. Like as a squad player, like to compete with Pedro. Probably not Nani at this point.
He's not ready to be a starter. He's not ready to be a
starter.
starter.
No, but
yet.
like he is there to be a squad player, like to come in or start a few games and be a sub and be an impact. I can see it. So yeah, and maybe he can prove him. Like I don't know, how old is he? 18? You never know.
Yeah, he's 18. He's 18.
You never know. Yeah, like Paul Palmer was very young into the game of football. Like as his first full season was under Chelsea, and look how well he did anyway. But yeah, no, it was a great game. Can we not do 2 a.m. kickoffs now, please? Can we not do? We're in the semi-final.
Will be a 2 a.m.
No way. Sure. No way. Nah.
No, it's 8 p.m. No, it's 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m.
Because I am done with the 2 a.m. kickoffs, man. It's painful.
Yeah, they're all 3 p.m.
Just to watch Chelsea play, but yeah, I watched it, but yeah, like it was painful.
I was cooked.
I don't know how people do it comfortable if they do. Maybe the night.
Nah, it was peak, bro. It was peak. Listen, y'all got to feel a little bit of a weakness sometimes. That's it, man.
Yep.
Nah, it wasn't even the 2 a.m. that was the problem. It was just.
Who, Chris?
I was just speaking for me personally.
I mean, yeah, some of you Americans have to wake up like super early.
Listen, I can't wait for you to see you at midday watching Chelsea. I'm gonna start saying boo-hoo to you then. How about that?
Midday, like there's some of it's like 4 a.m. Like
no, midday past. I mean, it's when it's midday past, Chris, and it's like what 7?
Yeah.
We'll crash it then, Chris. But we'll get our lick back then, Chris. We'll get our lick back then. Don't worry. But on a serious note, obviously, I want to talk about one player. You know what I mean? The manager, he finally understood this player. He finally understood
Here we go.
This play. You know what I mean? He understood him. He understood. I need this guy to be wide. I need him to be a fullback. You know what I mean? I need this guy to do the greatness that he does on that. You know, I appreciate the legendariness. And that is
too much.
Malo
You want to hop off it a bit.
You know what I mean?
Relax,
I'm never hopping off. You know what I mean? How about that? You know what I mean? Listen, I'm never hopping off. You know what it is, man? Bro. Not crazy. It's facts. But listen, at the end of the day, man. What I'm saying, man. My fullback didn't get scored on.
He hasn't got scored on all Club World Cup.
Bro, did they even attack that? Did they even attack that side?
Nah. But listen, man. But listen, on a serious note, on a much listen.
Wait, can I go just to address Paul's comment because he was personally going after me?
Please be serious.
Can I use? You know what? I'm just gonna use it because I'm sorry for monetization, Marshall. Hey, fucking dickhead little cunt. I've been backing Estevau since we were first on Lewis's channel, you fucking dickhead, saying that he was a baller.
You guys thought
with him for 40 million pounds. And then everyone's like, oh my god, we're going after another young kid. RSM was literally there when I was saying, this is the one. Trust me, I get mad at these stupid signings, but this is the one. And what me and Scott have been saying is to keep the hype down a bit for the first year. Because all I want from him is 5 goals. Because he's the next... People are saying he's the best since Neymar. Neymar joined at fucking 21, you fucking little kid in your mom's testicles when he was in the fucking Liga do Brazil. Because I was literally watching him in 2011 because I had the access to the channel on my TV. So I've been watching the Brazilian League since then, you fucking cunt. So let me tell you, let me enlighten you, you piece of shit. He was 21. Okay, every other player that's come out, that's done well, that's Brazilian, from the age of 18, didn't break through until they were 20 or 21, aka Rodrigo and Vinicius fucking Jr., you fucking crackhead. So once again, I will have high expectations in the second season. Me and him have never...
There's a difference between not rating a player and saying we shouldn't
overhype
him. We should try to acclimate him slowly into the game.
Thank you. All I have said is keep the expectations down for this first season. You fucking
that's all I said.
If you need a fucking hearing aid, we can ship it to you from China. So
Not 'cause I
anyways,
remember the thing is the reason why CP was saying that because I think at a certain point when our ratings were really bad, people were like Estevau was gonna save us.
yeah, there was
CP's
this
like,
game where
chill.
he did. There was a period he
Yeah.
didn't score for 5 games, and people were like, "Oh my god, is this the baller? Is this the generational talent?"
They're gonna put that unrealistic expectation on him. Okay.
That's all me and Scott
Yeah, I
were
mean
saying.
the
They're
thing
like,
is Estevau's already cooked his league gunner got the agenda, bro. So,
I think he's a good player. Yeah, like just don't expect him
Yeah,
to be
all I'm
world class
saying
in the
is the
first
first
season.
season
Yeah,
people-
I know you ain't, but
have slightly lower expectations of the G. After that, I'm just saying, give him the first season to bed in. Let's not ask for
100%.
Neymar numbers in fucking Barcelona.
just give me the performances off the bench. That's
Yeah,
really what
exactly.
I'm here
That's
for.
all I want. That's all I want. Second season, or even halfway through the first season, snatch the spot if it's still Madueke, or if we don't get Kudus and we get another right winger.
And yeah,
Anyway,
he's
I
been.
apologize,
you're
Ahmed.
fine.
I apologize. I had to handle my business there. Sorry.
Ahmed, go ahead, dude. Finish what you were saying before.
You know, I
Ah,
want to
that's
bring.
it.
Can you bring up
Malo
JC's
Gusto.
comment? Can you bring up JC's comment? It's just slightly a bit more up. It says big up Ahmed. Just wanna, you'll see it. It's a little bit more up. And
What do you? Where? This one?
it's it's when HA was saying STFU, you clown. It will be there. There you land. Bigger Ahmed. Gusto is a victim of over the top analysis. He brings so much more, which is usually not seen on smartphones. But I like to respect and agree with. But essentially, like obviously banter aside, I think Gusto, he actually like the manager. I think for me, he realized he doesn't need to necessarily always invert. Like I think the thing that he did really well was make sure for a lot of the time that he was actually wide. He was wide. He was able to make passes. He was getting to a good amount of space. Right. He had a few good crosses as well. And I just think that is what that's what makes Gusto works, and that's what makes Gusto tick. For me, fundamentally. That makes
Estevao
sense.
will not start
you-
day
but
one.
you
He's
know-
not. This is what I mean. Like this is exactly what CP was talking about. Estevao's not starting day one.
He's not-
Estevao is
and
not
he's giving
starting
me-
over Neto, and he's not starting over Gittins.
Brother,
And we might get Kudus as well.
And sorry, to give you context, it's a cricket player who is basically the version of Pele. Neymar didn't even, if we're not doing this, Neymar didn't get into the Brazil squad at 18 when there were petitions in 2010. Okay, so JC, no.
His first
No,
big
he's
shot
not.
was the Olympics. People forget that, bro.
Yeah, like let's please stop this, please.
Nah, but
Yeah.
bro, about the Gusto point, I was saying this to Ahmed during the workshop. I'm like, bro, something that is really nice is because this new system, we put them like more inside forwards. Bro, anytime Gusto was in the midfield, it was just to quickly receive, he'd pass it off, and immediately just
Yep.
run to the wing, bro. It was nice.
Yeah, and listen, let's see if Gusto can have more consistent games like this, because that's the thing. Like, it could be chalked up to as simple as like, okay, he was good on the day, and if he plays the next game and he's still like this, then damn, we're back to square one. But in this tournament, this is now the second performance where we've seen Gusto where we're like, okay, you weren't bad. You were okay, and you were actually kind of good at some points. And yesterday he had a good performance. Like, you gotta give credit where credit is due. Like, he has had a lot of frailties in this entire tournament. Against Flamengo, he was not so great. I think even against LAFC he looked a little shaky. But last night, what I always like about Gusto, what I always appreciate about Gusto is his ability to defend. Right? That for me is like first and foremost the most important part of Gusto to me is your ability to defend and retain the ball and regain it. Even if you lose it, get it back. Right? You were doing that against Tunis where like a pass didn't go off, but you at least got the ball back. We saw that yesterday. He wasn't letting Palmeiras bully him around. He wasn't letting Palmeiras beat him on every single attempted dribble. He was doing pretty good, and I want to see Gusto continue to do this. Now, am I going to start him the next game? No, but at least this is giving me a little bit of hope of like, okay, let's see if Gusto can keep doing this. Maybe it is a system thing. Maybe it's not just a one-off. The player just had a good day, you know? What else did you guys think about Gusto?
One thing I will say about Gusto is I really hope, even though the goal isn't credited, I hope it broke his mental duck of whatever was going on, bro.
I hope so.
Because it had to be mental. You do not have a fall off that bad unless it's like a mental thing. So hopefully this gives him the mental boost that he needed to break whatever bad form he was in. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. They robbed my boy Gusto, man. That should have been his goal, bro. By the way,
I thought it was.
Ahmed was in tears. I don't know if you saw his watch on, bro, but Gusto scored and his brother Damien started crying, bro. He's like,
He didn't even score.
since day one. He was wiping a tear, bro. It was crazy.
He
You're
crossed it.
ridiculous. I
That's
don't
my
know.
goat, man.
I'll see if I can
That's
find it.
that's the
I'll
one
see
nation
it.
that will forever stand. Well, the other nations go abroad.
I mean, unlike Gusto,
Staying at
man,
home.
like,
I'll,
Staying at home.
how many
Staying
goals
at
has
home.
Kukurea got this season, Ahmed? How many goals has Kukurea got?
How many times Kukura didn't get? Listen, Estevau scored for Korea.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
How many goals has
It was
Behave
on
yourself.
Kukurea. It was on Levi Colwell, bro. Come on.
That's on Kukura side,
think-
mate.
I don't think-
No, yeah, they didn't attack the right side. Gusto got let off.
But
I
they
think
knew because he
Oh,
knew
they had no one else.
he couldn't beat my 1v1 defender.
Oh, like Kukurea dealt with him most of the game. He was tackling him like crazy. It's just that one little moment, like he got
Chris,
to the left
alright,
side.
Chris, alright.
I kind of
How
disagree.
many? Wait, how many goals has Kukurea got this
By
season?
the way,
Tell me.
why are we saying Cucurella got cooked when it was Como? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it was literally Colwell. I don't know what you're
It was
talking
Colwell.
about.
Well, because Ahmed says it's on the left side, so it's you just gotta blame it all on Kukurea.
I think Gusto had an okay game. Like defensively,
Yeah.
very good. So it brought
Yes.
back kind of last season where defensively solid. He had one decent cross, but I still think some of his passes were still not great in terms of short passes when he was inverting them. That's the thing,
Mhm.
right? So if he fixed that up, then I completely agree. Amazing game in terms of because it's all around for me. I would say he was amazing in defense. Had one pretty good cross that
Yeah, I'm
someone
not
should have
saying
attacked.
he was amazing. I said he was good. You know, just to
I
clarify.
say he was-
Defensively good, going forward, mid, but that's an improvement on what it was before.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
That's where my thing is. So yeah, he had one cross that should have been attacked better by I think it was Delap in the first half. But
Yeah, it was
other than
Delap.
that, nothing much in terms of crossing. And a goal's a goal. I'm not gonna take it away, but that was a cross. That was hell not a shot. That was not a shot. That was a cross that got deflected. And I'm very happy it got deflected because we won the game. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, obviously, I'm happy we won the game as a result of it. Like, we just me and Jimmy were sitting next to each other. We just looked at each other. We're like, oh my god, Malo Gusto scored. Like we couldn't believe it. Like it was like, yo, Malo Gusto scored. What the fuck? It was incredible, man. Like I was happy for him, and then I found out it was an own goal, and I was like, never mind, never mind. But yeah, I think another player we definitely need to talk about is Estevau, or not Estevau. I'm sorry, Santos. So Andrey Santos gets the nod to start, and in this game, he is playing that Caicedo role. He's playing a more of a defensive midfielder.
He was a lone six, bro, pretty much.
Yeah, he was pretty much like a lone six. And bro, I can't lie. I was nervous to have him as a lone six because that Tunis game, in the defensive aspect of the games, the touches were too heavy. He was losing the ball a lot in the first few minutes of the game where he was in that defensive six role. And then they moved him up to that, attacking eight. And he looked a lot more comfortable, and he looked like, okay, just simple passes, all this and that. Mm-hmm. This game, bro, he was getting stuck in. He was, tackling, regaining possession, keeping it simple.
Time out. I'm so sorry. I want to apologize, obviously, for. Can you bring up Scott's comment, mate? Scott.
Why? What
Just
did he
bring up
do?
Scott's comment.
Oh, yeah.
How can you say this?
You absolute dickhead, mate. You're
Here we
dickhead.
go.
You know what I mean? How
It's
dare
Jahan
you?
moment.
Listen,
Jahan
you know what I
moment.
mean? This is what happens.
I thought
when
Gusto
you
was
have
right, yeah.
an agenda. You know what I mean? When I have an agenda, I state my agenda.
And you would know about those, huh? And you would know about those.
Yeah, you know.
You know what I mean? When I
very
have an
well about
agenda,
those.
I state my agenda, and when my agenda is finished, or when my agenda is proven to be wrong, I step down from this agenda.
So
You know
are
what I
you
mean?
gonna give it up on Cucurella or no?
I have to
Oh
now.
yes, kind
You
of.
What am I
literally
saying now?
just said Cucurella
Kinda.
got cooked by
Yeah, but
Estevau
listen, that's the
literally
whole point.
5 minutes
The whole
ago when he
point-
had nothing
the
to do
whole
with the
point
play,
of that-
bro.
The whole point
When
of that
Ahmed
is
gets
banter.
something,
The whole point of that is that for me, when I say that stuff, it's banter at this point because I've already.
Yeah, we know.
made
Yeah,
official that
yeah.
it's
We
good,
know about it.
right? So for me, let's say you got an agenda against Gusto, man. Let's say you got an agenda. When he
Bro,
plays, let's say he plays.
the Scott v. Ahmed is gonna feed generations when the Scott.
That's a shot,
Hey,
bro.
I can't wait. I can't wait when he comes on. Applause.
That was a shot.
no.
No,
Look, no.
I think
No,
it
look,
was
you
meant
can't
to be.
just
I
tell
think
you
Ahmed-
What do you mean? I know you
I'm
You
happy
can't tell by
goal.
no,
That was
Marshall. You're
a
looking
cross.
at that
That was a
angle.
cross.
Wrong angle.
Listen,
Wrong angle.
low key, it was a back post cross. Lowest of keys,
Thank you, thank you.
It was a cross. Just look at a
Lowest
different
of
angle.
keys.
You
That's
say.
a low key, yeah, but like
No,
he
no,
was shooting.
no. Look at
No,
different
no,
angle.
it
This
was
is
a
not a good
cross.
angle
It
to
was
say.
a
This is
cross.
No,
this
but
is a
like,
bad
nah,
angle.
that was back post. That was back post.
See, guys, again, look at this. Is even
If
Marshall.
it was a shot, Marshall, if it's a shot,
PBDX.
hang on. If it's a shot, it would be a goal. It would be a goal. It would be a goal. Because it'd be on
You know what it
target.
is? You know what it is, Marshall? This is what I'm talking about. Chris hating now. Chris addendering right here.
No.
You know what I mean? You know what
It's
I
not
mean?
his goal, man. You can't claim it. You can't claim it, Ahmed. You can't. You can't.
Listen, let us just accept that he had a golden goose of a chance
Okay.
and then went in. That's all. That's all I'm asking for. Simple as that.
No, we said we're happy he scored the goal. All I'm saying is that was a
No,
cross
yeah.
that got deflected and went in.
You
And
know
I'm
what's
happy
funny?
he did.
You know what's funny about Scott saying this, by the way, is because that Trevor got injured today actually as well.
Did he really?
Yeah, he got injured. He came on and went injured. Sacha Bowie.
Oh yeah, oh shit, yeah, I saw that. Fuck.
40 million, they can take him.
You know what, Chris? For TP,
That's not a good deal.
for TP, I'll come to. I'll
Also,
come
just
to
on a side note, prayers for
least he's in the
Musiala.
same
My
location this
God.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
bro.
You're my
Yo,
guy.
Angle of that
You went
foot,
to-
man.
That was
Oh
bad.
my God.
Yo, speedy recovery to that guy, bro.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure.
Yeah, but, he actually hurt his fibula. That's what. That's
Yeah.
what. He's, yeah.
Well, the thing is, the issue is when a body part gets so dislocated, it pulls on the other muscles, bro. It's
Yeah,
really
he tore a
sad, bro.
bunch of
I know.
ligaments from it apparently.
Oh,
This is really sad.
happy if we sign Malik Fofana. If we sign Malik Fofana in exchange for Madueke, I'm gonna be over the moon.
I can't find another
Sorry,
goddamn
what?
angle of this. I'll find it eventually.
You heard
But
me.
No, what? No, I honestly didn't. What
When you see the better angle, Marshall,
You
you'll
cut off
see
on me,
it's not a
sorry.
shot.
By the way, get out
even
for
I saw
fun,
the
eh?
other angle. I just can't find
Oh
it
yeah,
now.
dude, I agree.
And it looked like a shot. to
Because
me,
I
but
thought it was a shot originally, and then I saw
will-
another angle, and I thought,
I
no.
will look it up later because I want to keep talking about other stuff in the
Yeah.
show. So, Santos, dude, he stepped up today, for sure, and he needed to because that first cameo, I know obviously it's a cameo, it's like 20-25 minutes that he got. It showed a lot of the fan base, the ones that want to be rational and like use logic, right? I think it showed a lot of the fan base like, okay, he's not ready per se yet. He will eventually be ready. We all know there's a good player there, but you know Maresca's system. We've seen what it does to players like Gusto. We saw what it did to Reece James early onset and other players as well. Like it will make you suffer a little bit in form. But he stepped up. He stepped up to the plate and I think he had a brilliant performance. Let me see if I can find some of his stats actually. I could put it on the screen. Here we go. So I had this from Mozo. Here we go. So Andrey Santos registered more successful tackles 5 and more dual battles 9 than any other player for either Palmeiras or Chelsea. Bro, this guy held his own in midfield. I'm not gonna say he was fantastic. He was like phenomenal, but he held his own, and that's what I want from someone who's gonna step in when Lavia's hurt or Caicedo's unavailable. So I was really happy with his performance. I was really happy with the tackles that he made and how he also kept, for the most part, Estevau quiet or quieter than what we've seen Estevau play in other games in this tournament. So who wants to go on Santos?
Bro, that one last.
I don't know about
tackle,
incredible,
bro.
but he was good. He was good. He was
No, bro,
solid.
that one.
I
last
thought he was
ditch
incredible,
tackle in
too.
the second half, bro. I wanted to get off my seat and applaud, bro. It was crazy. I loved it.
I just like. Are you still going? Sorry.
Let me say, Steven, what's going on?
No, I thought for like a guy like who's very new into the system, who's quite young. This is what third professional season as a like men's, but yeah,
Third, yeah.
he got put into a position where he's in midfield alone. Like that's not easy to do, and like the lot of tackles he was getting
You
involved.
guys are doing too much.
We're not doing too much. I'm
Not you.
Oh, better than
I'm-
Caicedo. Yeah, I get that.
No, I'm not. Yeah, no, like this is a
You're
guy.
not
I
too
feel like
close to
yeah, I
Palmer.
know. I am comfortable like with this guy being as a squad player to fill in for like a Caicedo or even Enzo, where it has to be done, for injuries or just like resting or whatever. I'm comfortable with this guy doing it. I really am. And yeah, like he was always looking for the pass. He was never shying away from that. And his tackling, yeah, his ability tackling was really good today. Yesterday or today, yeah, today technically. But yeah, you know, he was amazing. To me, he was one of the top players in that squad. With Cole Palmer and Chalobah, and I thought Cucurella was really good as well, for sure. But yeah, like he was one of the top players for sure for me. Top 4, top 3, easy.
Yeah,
I mean, I was impressed.
CP, what did you think of Santos' performance? Or
Tackling?
RSM, whoever wants to go.
RSM, if you want to go first, you can go first if you want.
About Santos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Like first of all, I was really happy, and this is what I said to everybody who was like, "Oh, he wants to leave. Where's he gonna play?" I always said this. Like the unfortunate reality is that Reese is getting back to fitness, but he's never gonna be able to play like a Caicedo, Cucurella, like every game 90 minutes. Like that's just not realistic. Like, so he was gonna get minutes, and Lavia, unfortunately, can't stay fit, right, to save his life. So hasn't given us a full 90. So I think Santos knew, and I think they told him straight up, like, bro, you're gonna get minutes. Don't even worry about it. And this is just proof that this is going to happen throughout the season, right? He's gonna get minutes, and I'm really glad. I think that a mark of a good player is, I think it's an easy to tell, like, okay, he still needs a bit of time, right? But look, he had like what 2-3 training sessions, and immediately started picking up exactly what Merska wanted to do, right? The positions he needs to be in. I think people underestimate how much of a task it is to be that lone six, right? To receive off the back line and have to be the one to turn, to find that, you know, to look forward and see an ocean of space and people trying to close you down. I think he did a really good job. I think at the beginning you could tell he needed to grow into the game a little bit, but I think as the match continued, he was really, really good, bro. I wouldn't say he was like, you know, amazing, but bro, like this is exactly the type of person that we wanted to come off the bench, right? This is the midfield depth that we've been crying out for so long. Like I do think, you know, with him, with Lavia, Enzo, Caicedo, like this is really an insane midfield depth, bro. I'm excited to see more of Santos. I'm glad that he finally got the start that I think he deserved. Hopefully, this propels Maresca to trust him more, right? Because again, this was a quarterfinal. This wasn't a friendly. This wasn't a preseason friendly. You feel me? This was there was stuff on the line. You could tell the Palmeiras players, bro, it meant something to them. You know, they actually tried to win it. And Santos handled the pressure well. And I think it's great too that, you know, Santos has been, you know, even though Strasbourg fell short at the end, you know, they were in the race, bro, for potential UCL football, and he was a big part of that. So it's glad to see that, you know, he has the mentality that, you know, Colwell and Reese and other players are talking about, right? Where if you're gonna be here, you have to want to win, right? We're not accepting losers in the squad. You feel me? But big up Santos, man. I'm really, really excited, and say it really, by the way, say this super low key. This little Brazilian core that we got, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He's cooking a bit. That's all I'm gonna say though. Low key though.
What are you gonna say, CP? Go ahead, man.
I think tackling wise, he was amazing. The way he read the game in general was amazing. Passes were the way he gets out of how press resistant he is also a great thing for him to have. Aerially too, if you look, he won all his aerial duels, and I think that's something that, let's say we're chasing a game and Enzo Fernandez, you take him out and it's the 70th minute and we just want to whip in crosses or just cause mayhem, I would definitely put in Santos just to win aerial duels. Because he had that ability since the beginning, right, to nick a goal. He does the same late runs into the box that Enzo has done for us this season in a sense. So yeah, I think he's had a very good game.
I just think with what you're saying though, with the late box into the runs, I think that's something that maybe will be utilized a little later in the season, because I have to see it. Like we have to see it. It took Enzo a while to get that in his belt, and I know
but Santos has had that since he was under 18s, and that's why it's a natural game.
But like this is also like a different system, like in different players, and that box crashing ability.
Same back three, because Rosenier plays a back three, which we do in Everton as well.
But again, it's different players. Like Reese, when he scored that goal, when we got that assist in the Man United, he does that because he knows Cucurella is going to be in that back post. He's always going to be in that back post. He doesn't do that without looking up, unless it's Cucurella. So I think it's also identifying, like, okay, Santos, you got to know when to make those runs, when Reese is going to cross, when Gusto might cross.
No, but he even had that during his first 6 month stint at Strasbourg. He didn't know the team. He just joined in general. He was still making those.
What do you mean? He did know the team. He had a half a season before the season last season.
No, that's why I said the 6-month stint when he first joined Strasbourg in January. That period he was still making late runs. That's how he scored his like 2 to 3 goals in the first stint after his Nottingham Forest one. I just think he has a natural gift of making those late runs. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's a good replacement for Enzo Fernandez. I'm saying, if it's the 70th minute and we're not scoring, just to bring him in.
He's a box to box like
he's a box to box. He's a proper box to box.
Yeah, I think let's see, because I think he can do all the roles, to be honest, all in due time. But as of right now, with the system that we're doing Maresca, I'm willing to just let Maresca play him in whatever he thinks is best. Like, if you think this is a good game to play him as a 6, so be it. Like, play him as a 6. And then, and to give credit to, like, against Palmeiras, right? Like, it was good to have him in there because he's probably already familiar with how Palmeiras want to play, with the physicality of that league. So that was already something that, although it's been a while for him, it's been, 3 years since he's played in Vasco da Gama.
Yeah.
I think it's something that he already had. Like, there's also like the really, and this is gonna sound stupid, but people don't think about it. There's also the really like common sense logic of, oh, he speaks Portuguese. He can probably tell what the players are saying to each other and try to like intercept passes or hear what they're trying to do, you know?
But you remember the pod season where Palmer stood outside the Man City huddle for a free kick?
Yeah.
that's what we wanted Santos doing, bro. Just walk in.
He's walking.
Let us know the strats, bro. Yeah, he just walked, bro.
No, look, so like it was a smart move as well for instead of going for Isugo or KDH to go for Santos, simply because like there's a language, right? That, okay, you can understand what they're saying on the pitch, so there's no like any sneaky, cheeky stuff going on, and you can read the game a little better. You're familiar with the pace of Brazilian football as well, and it showed. It showed, dude. It really showed.
I would start him next game with Caicedo.
No, I wouldn't bench Enzo.
No, not benching Enzo. We did this in the Benfica game where Enzo's technically
So play all 3.
the 10. Yeah,
Enzo plays as a 10. Yeah, that's why.
10.
Yeah.
And Palmer's
Palmer on the right.
on the left.
Yeah, I hear it.
If Lavia's
That's what I'm
fit,
saying.
I'm starting Lavia though.
Yeah, this is the thing. But by the way, this is the thing. So Isugu, this is the thing, by the way, guys. Isugu is the like for like replacement for Caicedo, right? Corner, like the shorter role. And technically, Santos is supposed to be the Enzo thing. But people need to realize Lavia is a specialist role, bro. Like, he is that specialist role. He's not really like necessarily a lone 6, but he's there to help us play out the pressure, right? To be smooth receiving from the back line when Maresca knows we need the quality in the midfield. So it's down to Maresca, right? Because how do you think Fluminense is gonna play? Like, they're not necessarily a front foot, right, aggressive team like Flamengo. Like, Flamengo tries to suffocate you. Fluminense is gonna sit back, try to absorb the pressure.
Yeah, that's
That's why.
That's why.
Everyone thinks Lavia
low-key
starts.
Marshall, like. Exactly. No. But that's what I'm saying. I low key would disagree with Marshall that Lavia starts, because it's like I would rather have another box to box in Santos. Low key.
Yeah.
I think for me,
I mean, once again, it's another Brazilian team. He's very familiar with it, like you're saying with Palmeiras.
True.
We don't know if Lavia is healthy. Everyone's assuming now Lavia starts. Brother, we know when there's nothing said, because Reece James came up publicly on Instagram and said, "Hey guys, I'm ready for Tuesday." Nothing happened about Lavia, so I'm gonna assume.
My captain, bro.
Exactly. So I'm gonna assume for now he's not available for Tuesday. So that's why I'm saying I'd rather have those two starting. That's why I'm saying.
I mean, if Lavia is not available, obviously I agree. Like, to start, Santos. Part of me is also like, I rather just if he is available, I'd rather just start Lavia. And if the game needs to be tweaked, then you can have that like gun in the chamber.
Yeah,
because I don't think you can bring in Santos off the bench if you need a goal. Like, you can't do that with Lavia. At least with Lavia, you go that first half, you soak up any pressure, you kind of read what the opponent's trying to do, who to like look out for in the attack and stuff, and then you can tweak for a more offensive, try to get the goal in the second half, which is kind of like what I feel Maresca's approach kind of always is. He'll go conservative in the first half, try to like gauge out the team and how they're trying to attack and all that stuff, where the breach and the tactics are, and then in the second half he'll be like, okay, I'm done defending, let's actually go for it, let's go for the throat. And so for me, that's where like Santos would be a little bit more useful. I also want to protect the player, because I'll be honest with you, like, you got people saying, and I don't mean to single out Scott, but saying he had a spectacular performance yesterday, and I was like, okay, listen, he had some good tackles. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't like a dominant Moises Caicedo.
People are just
I would
excited.
say defensively, I would say defensively he was amazing.
Yeah, he was great defensively.
Amazing.
Yeah, but offensively, like, obviously there's still more work. Like, he's not giving you the Caicedo
Definitely.
passes and stuff like that.
Yeah, but listen,
what
bro.
the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Bro, relax, brother.
What did I say? I just they're oiling.
Bro, are you
That's what-
good, bro?
Yeah, true.
I'm not gonna be able to use that for that much longer, unfortunately.
No, but like the point, like, listen, again, of Santos, I think he had a solid game. He was asked to be a 6. He wasn't asked to be like essentially, he was meant to sit and just like, you know, do the dirty work. It wasn't. That's pretty much it. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get the best of his abilities, yeah, when he's playing as that type of 6. You're limiting him to a role. So that's pretty much it, man. So, you know, I don't know why Scott's oiling him up like that, but listen, again,
Bro,
he just did a limited job.
stop being sick in the head, bro.
Marshall, I'm telling you, bro, the Ahmed V. Scott is gonna feed family, bro.
The Ahmed what?
V Scott, don't worry.
Ahmed V. Scott when he drops in, bro.
He's
You're
gonna
gonna
join
fight about
him.
everything.
I
There's gonna be
think
the
man.
Gusto fight, then there's gonna be the Santos fight. We'll be
Yeah,
there.
I fucking
There's
love
no
it.
Santos part because everyone knows I'm a big Santos fan, so like it's not me hating on
Yeah,
Santos.
No, but Scott's
apparently,
gonna-
bro.
No, but Scott's gonna be like, he was spectacular, 10 out of 10, best player on the pitch, and you're gonna be like, no, and then you're gonna fight. I'll be there.
Yeah, man, because Scott's on his knees right now, man. You know what I mean?
Yo,
God, bro.
God damn.
I've not got a single yellow card yet. That's it, man. I love it.
All right. Well, in terms of Santos, though, I do want to protect the player to an extent as well. I don't want the player to have a lot of pressure on him.
You mean how I've been saying about Estevau and this fucking chat, aka
I understand.
Yeah,
People don't know how to read words specifically, which is what I'm used to already. You guys already know this.
Yep.
But the other thing people don't know how to do is how to smash the like button. Over 100 of you in here, and there's only 44 likes, which is bad,
Imagine like how
actually.
Estevau smashed the ball, you know, against
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, for that goal.
Smash that like because it helps out the channel tremendously. So yeah, let's get up to 50 likes, ladies and gents. We appreciate the support on the channel.
Okay,
I'll
Donnie
put
is
this up
shit.
'cause
There
I
you
got-
go. That wasn't hard for me to say. There you go, dude. I
Yeah.
got you. Then yeah, in front of Ahmed, I can say that.
All right, let's VAR this. Okay, let me rephrase this. I think Gusto took a shot, but it wasn't on target.
Oh, from Marshall.
So here it is. I think this is meant to be a shot.
Man's dying on this hill.
Stop it!
No, that's not a shot. That's a cross. That's a
Stop
It was
it, I
meant to be a
told you.
shot. It was meant to be a shot.
No, it was not. This is crazy,
Look
boy.
at
This
this,
is
Marshall. Look at the
Ahmed like
trajectory
type
of the
of
ball.
like.
Look at the foot positioning. That's a cross.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. There's curve on
Look
that, bro.
where
Literally
he
curling.
struck it. Stop it.
It's literally
It's curling.
curling.
Yo.
It's literally curling for a
Yo.
cross. That's not
Well,
a
look
it-
at
shot.
it's
it from this
fine,
angle.
bro,
Hold
still.
on.
Oh, God.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this
Oh,
angle.
is that
That's
how
a
you?
cross.
Bro, is this it's like looking for a shot like that?
Brother's
All
looking
right,
for
no,
a
you
shot
guys,
like
you
that.
guys actually might be right about this.
Oh.
But who the
Oh,
fuck are you
man.
crossing it to, Gusto?
Back
I don't know,
post.
man. He's trying.
I
Yeah,
know,
with
but
his
like,
left foot, that's
he
what we're all
ain't-
wondering.
Cole's not
That's
gonna
what
reach
we're
that.
wondering.
Is that Cole? Oh, no, that's Pedro. That's Pedro. That's
That's
Pedro.
Pedro. That's exactly. It's
No,
back
that's not
post,
Pedro.
bro.
This is Pedro. Who the fuck
It probably
this
is
then?
back post, like I was
Wow.
saying, like I said.
Oh,
Like,
Scott
yes.
just let me in. Oh, here we go. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
fucking go.
I mean, Scott's gonna say this is definitely cross as well.
Alright, here
He's
we
not
go,
gonna
Scott.
defend
Your
it.
time to
Two,
shine.
two things. Number one, that was Pedro at the back post. Second, why are we talking about bin juice Gusto? Can we talk about someone good?
Ooh.
Ahmed off camera, bro. Ahmed don't want the Scott smoke. Say how it is, bro.
Now, I wanted to talk about good players who actually performed yesterday.
Oh.
Gusto did perform yesterday, though.
No, he didn't. He was bin juice. He sucks.
No,
He sucked.
stop it.
He was terrible.
Like,
He
I
was
hate
terrible.
this notion.
He was
Okay,
actually
so
terrible.
let
No,
me
he was
guess.
terrible.
Robert Sanchez was at fault for the goal.
No, no one was at
Oh,
fault
wow,
for the goal.
okay. Okay.
Literally, no one was at fault for the goal. That's an
I take
excellent
back
goal.
everything
Yeah,
I was
that
gonna
was
say
that
then.
was. I mean,
Sanchez
that
actually
was
didn't do anything. I'll be honest. There's two things with Sanchez. Number one is he actually was like, no, Gusto was terrible. He is terrible in the system. He's in terrible form. Ahmed's actually right about something he said in a previous stream. He needs to go on holiday or have it in like exorcism. Like,
That's
send him
sabbatical,
away.
bro.
Yeah, sabbatical. Send him away, bro. Like, play Josh. Send Gusto to wherever Tuchel went to go and like.
Bad.
He was
He
terrible.
went to
No,
India.
he wasn't.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Pedro Neto, Malo Gusto, 8 registered
Yeah.
joint, most successful ground duel
Marshall, I
battles.
watched the
He
game
was
with my
winning ground
eyes. He
duels.
was terrible.
I watched the game with my eyes too. He wasn't terrible.
He was terrible. He sucked.
I thought he's okay,
He
but
wasn't.
like,
Did more with
I don't know.
I've seen games where I agree with you. He was terrible. He sucked. He was a liability. He cost us goals and stuff. This game, he did
He
a
was
job.
terrible. The
He
only
wasn't
thing
great.
did,
He
outside
wasn't
of-
terrible though.
No, outside of the like being involved in the goal, which I'll be honest is more deflection than anything else because that cross stank. Is the only thing he was doing was running up and down the right hand side of the pitch. That's the only positive he offered.
You know
only
what? Like
positive.
these conversations make me feel. These conversations with the fan base make me feel that like once you guys say a player is bad, you can't fathom that there can possibly have a good game ever again.
Exactly.
That's not true.
And that's what it feels like.
You know how I know that's not true? Because I
I'm
just
his
said
bag.
Hang on. Robert Sanchez was good yesterday. I've got no bad things to say about Sanchez.
Yeah, which is
The only
why
thing
like
I
I
will
can't
say
even
about
give you that
Sanchez-
argument. But
The only thing I will say
even
about
playing
Sanchez,
crosses well,
he
bro.
needs to-
I was
he did.
surprised.
he needs to thank the Lord Jesus Christ that we signed Delap because I tell you what, his ability, by the way, Delap's ability to claim anything in the air, whether it's on his chest, heading, is amazing. Like, so
Yeah, it
he's
helps
turning
out
some of-
Sanchez's number a lot.
he's
It really
turning
helps
some
out
of
Sanchez a
Sanchez's
lot.
kicks,
Bro,
like, might be
Yeah,
slightly
yeah,
under hit, might be
100%.
slightly over hit, might be slightly off target. He's
Bro,
making Sanchez go from like 3 successive long passes to like 6 or 7.
Scott,
That's so true. That is.
by
We
the way,
need to
Scott,
talk
Scott,
about
hold
that.
on.
But yeah.
Unironically, the lap is chest controlling the Sanchez grenade. It's
Wait,
crazy.
wait.
He's controlling
Let me
everything.
listen.
It was
Enough
Joao
talk-
Pedro too,
No. Enough talk about Sanchez. Yeah, Gusto played solid yesterday. I don't care what anyone wants to tell me. Yeah,
He was
yes,
terrible,
he did.
bro. He was
Scott,
terrible.
He
was
legit
terrible.
was doing his job. The man
What's
actually did a
his job?
great job. His job was to be great defensively, which he was.
Which he wasn't.
Which he was. He was actually solid
he wasn't.
defensively. He was solid defensively. What are you talking about, bro? In the game, he was actually generally solid defensively.
Which he no, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. Yes,
Say
he
that.
was.
You won that debate.
Right. Not only that, going forward, he had the most successful ground duels won successfully going forward. Right. So he was beating his man. So what are we trying to say? He's actually ground duels battles. He's winning them. So what are we trying to do? The stats back. Gusto had a solid game.
So when stats back Sanchez having a solid game and we've all watched the game and he's been shit for 90 minutes.
Listen,
Then what?
but the thing with me, I'm using both the eye test and the stats.
I use my eyes as well. He
He
sucked. He was ass. He was
solid,
shaving
bro.
shit.
No, he wasn't.
He was. He's bin juice.
No, he wasn't, man. No,
He
he wasn't.
was bin juice.
Scott, bro, I feel like you're just doing this as an
I'm not. Trust me. I want Gusto to be good. He is bin juice. He can't
No,
pass for shit. He's defending has like regressed massively. He can't cross for shit really. He's had like 1 or 2 good crosses that I can remember in recent times. I'm not counting the one yesterday because
Gusto didn't even get beat at the back post.
What are we
He
talking
literally
about, TM
tracked that and
127?
made sure to hit that. What are we doing, man?
He also,
This is
bro,
what-
he also got done like, bro. Was it Torres? Was it fucking Torres, or was it the guy who replaced him, Paulinho? Bro, he got spun like 2 or 3 times by Facu Torres. Like that was
The thing
he
is,
was
yeah,
bad,
Gusto,
man.
you know what the problem is,
Big
yeah,
up TM
he told-
127. Thank you for the 499 super chat. Just real quick,
the
is no
issue-
one going to talk about how Gusto got beat at the back post again? I
You're
don't
not gonna
think
beat.
he-
I didn't
you're
even-
not
I
gonna
didn't
get
even-
worse,
I can't
No,
remember.
that's not true. And then secondly, the point that Scott's making when he gets beat, Scott does not tell you then that he then gained his composure and is able to come back and stop the player. Right? That is great recovery work by the player. Right? We can criticize, what's it called, yeah, the initial period, but then he actually recovers well.
He did that in Tunis. When he did lose
Yes.
the ball, he would recover.
Yes.
Which
Right, so-
I was like,
so-
okay, you make up for it then.
Yeah, so for me, we're being rather unfair when it comes to Gusto here. Like again, we can
We're not,
say that he's been poor
been
previously,
shit,
but
and he
in
was-
this game, he was solid.
No, he wasn't.
Let's not do this, bro.
No, he wasn't. He was the worst player on the team.
No, oh my God, that is not true.
I'll be real. He was
I
one
think
of the
the lap
only.
was worse, but no.
I'd say him and Delap, the only 2 negatives that the whole team I came away from the game yesterday. And with Delap, it's more like there's just certain small things with him in terms of just like the touches, number one, with his feet, he needs to work on,
for score, man.
and the petulant stuff. Like he even needs to take that out of his game, which I don't even really want him to. Or he needs to, number one, actually turn like he needs to dial the intensity back a little bit.
Goddamn, brother.
And number two, he needs to not do the petulant shit in terms of like elbowing players like off the ball. Both his yellow cards are for elbows off the ball, like for no reason. Well, not no reason. The first one,
I think Delap. One thing I will say about Delap is that I think
And he passed back.
Delap, as I said before, you need to feed him. If you're not feeding him, he does not look. He doesn't look good, right? And that is fundamentally why I've always looked at his fingers very harsh, because when you look at the two, he had one chance where he just missed the ball, right, which is one of the crosses, and then the other opportunity that came that was made for him was behind him because Palmer did not bring it in time for him, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, other than that, bro, these guys are feeding the 10s, they're feeding the fullbacks, but they're not feeding the striker, bro.
Well, normally with the striker, Ahmed, like we had a striker who can do the link up as well.
You know what's funny? Yeah, when we had Jackson, we were feeding him.
Because he can link up. It's because
no, but hold up. You know what I say about this though? I'll say this much, bro. I think that the team needs to get used to having a real 9 because they just kind of gave up on Jackson. So in their mind, right? Like I'm not going to create for the 9 who's gonna miss. So I'm gonna give Delap a bit of a grace period, right? If the team starts creating for him and he misses, we'll talk. You feel me? But when he gets 1 to 2 half chances a game, I don't know, bro.
I also do think as well. There was because I was listening on the way home because I was out. I wanted to touch on a couple of points that was made about a couple of players and link it with someone who I actually wanted to speak about next, which is I think with the lab, and I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves and be too hasty, but with the performance of one player yesterday, I think we might be in a position with the lab where we can now, because before if it was just him and Jackson, we are kind of relying on him because we understand where Jackson currently is. We are relying on Delap to come in and be the starter immediately and to perform better immediately. Whereas now, as I said, try not to get too hasty, but with the performance of Joao Pedro yesterday, there's someone there who what came on did a lot of good things. And I want to talk about him and I want to talk about the Brazilian trio actually, and RSM mentioned it briefly earlier, of him, Estevau and Santos. The thing that I liked about all three of them in the game yesterday, and I think that some of this has to do with them being Brazilian and the footballing education they will have had, is fundamentally, all three of them are excellent in terms of the fundamentals they have as a footballer. Everything else in terms of like the stuff that's going to turn you into a world beater, that's cool. That like Santos, I think, has that, Estevao has that, whether Joao Pedro has that remains to be seen. But in terms of the pure fundamentals of being a footballer, all three of them have that in spades. You see it with Joao Pedro in terms of the touches, the close control, the ability to just like get away from players easily, but not in a sense of like speeding away, but just having that presence of mind to create a yard of space. Talking about Santos as well, I wanted to touch on him and Estevao. You look at Santos, his ability to scan and immediately know where people are, composure on the ball, that's something you can't really teach. And it's stuff that if you have it now, you're going to have it for years. I'll use an example. I went and watched the Inter Miami game against Palmeiras. I'm watching a 35-year-old, I think he is, Sergio Busquets, whose pace is, I mean, he never had any pace and he has even less now. He is still able to do all the same things he did when he was 18, 20, in his prime at 25, 26. I'm watching a Luis Suarez who's 37 and his knees are made of newspapers. But footballing-wise, fundamentally, he's still an excellent footballer. So when he is able to do the things in terms of the ball at his feet, he's still able to do them. He just doesn't have the pace or the athleticism to break away from centre-backs or to create that yard of pace from using his physicality. So, and it's the same with Estevao in terms of the same with Santos, of fundamentally these guys are so good already that if they can improve on the stuff that's going to make them world beaters, they're already starting at such a good point. And I think it's similar to Joao Pedro. Obviously, I think the ceiling's not maybe quite as high, but yeah, he was excellent. And I think with him, I'm almost looking at, if he can carry on performances like he did yesterday, I'm happy going into the next season with him as our starting number 9. And I wouldn't have said that when he came in because it wasn't a signing I was, I'm not going to say I wasn't high on him because I think he's a good player, but it was a player.
We all were thinking he's going to be like a backup.
Yeah, I just didn't know how he was going to fit.
Yeah,
Is it more negative? I didn't know how long it was going to take him to gain the manager's trust. We see it was instant. This guy went from being on a beach for weeks to playing 36 minutes and being excellent.
He just looks so fluid up there, and that
Yeah,
was
and it's
like
like I said, his
see.
close control excellent. His touches here and there to create that yard of space very nice. His awareness of where other people are really nice. Like
he almost scored in his debut.
100%.
He assist as well. He almost got assist. Kukurea skied it.
But yeah, he was excellent, and
He's everything I wanted in Kunku to be, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. He's kind of like almost in Kunku and Jackson like rolled into one almost, with like all the positives. Yeah, just with all the positives of both players, and from what we see in 36 minutes, none of the negatives. Obviously, we haven't seen him have a bad, like we didn't see him play badly in that 36 minutes. We can't judge, but we saw all the positives of both those players kind of rolled into one. And like I said before, if he's going to have opportunities, and I said if he ends up being the starting number 9, it just means Delap has more of a buffer to work on those things. Like I said, work on the first touch, because that's probably been the thing that's been the most off so far with his feet. I mean, work on that, not getting yellow cards every 20 seconds, or learning how to use that. Do what Costa did, where Costa would get yellow cards, but he knew how to use that shithousery on the positive sides. Where I don't think Delap, with the age, has quite learned how to do that yet. But yeah, like fair play to Pedro and for coming in straight away and making an impact.
Bro, when he came on, me and Jimmy just looked at each other. I was like, damn, he's getting 30 minutes. Holy shit, he's getting a good amount of time to like play. I
know I've spoken a lot, but just to quickly go back, I think it speaks volumes. I'll say it again. He hasn't played for weeks. He's been on a beach for weeks, and he came on before Jackson.
Scott, literally I think a week and a half ago, there was a video of him playing in the favela with his homies.
Yeah, there was.
There was.
Maybe the manager was that impressed with the training. I guess the training did it. Because he was training and he looked quite good.
Listen, I'm going to tell you guys this, and I've said this a million times, bro. When you are a baller in training, the coaches immediately see it, bro. It's that simple.
It's true.
Bro, Palmer came in. It took like 2 training sessions, and Pacha's like, fuck it, I'm going to throw him in there. Bro, when you're good, you're good. You show it on the training ground.
I think didn't he come off the bench in his first 2 games, and it was like his 3rd game he started?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you, bro. When you're a baller, the coach sees it in the training, and then you get the minutes on the pitch. So can you imagine the shit that Joao Pedro must have been showing Maresca in training? He's like, holy shit, I'm gonna throw this kid on.
Yeah, no, he was.
Well, he killed Anselmino's Chelsea career.
Yeah, I did see that a few times in the training videos. Dude, he looked really good, and I'm really excited to see what he can do. Because this is the thing too, like I want to differentiate between Delap and Joao Pedro. I don't see Joao Pedro as a striker. I see Joao Pedro as like an attacker or a center forward per se, right? I don't think he's gonna get more than 10 goals this season. I think he's gonna create a lot of chances for our team though, which is ideally, if you don't get 10 goals, Joao Pedro, but Palmer's getting 15. You got Palmer ideally getting 20. You got Neto, who we got to talk about Neto as well, by the way. But Neto, if he can
Enzo could get us double digits too.
Yeah, that's another one too. Enzo can get us double digits. People laugh at me ever since. And funny enough, shout out CB. I was talking to CB about this. I was thinking, bro, I genuinely think if you use Cucurella the way you use him in this system for the whole season rather than January like they did last season, you could probably even get Cucurella to score 10 goals.
Maybe. I do think, by the way, if he starts our starting number 9, which obviously we don't know what the situation with that is going to be yet. If he starts our number 9 for most of the season, I genuinely back him to get 15 and 10.
I don't think he's
in the league.
Gonna be...
No, hold up, guys. All I'm gonna say is the last drop Pedro striker partnership. That's all I'm gonna say, bro.
It's gonna be a partnership, in my personal opinion. I think the problem right now is the way we play. No one wants to play past the lap right now. Not obviously and it's not me being negative to the other attackers that are playing. It's just the way that we play right now. So I think for me, you're more than likely. I think if you want to get the best at the lap, you need to get number 9, like a Joao Pedro, who comes in deep and then is able to sort of create. Technically, we wanted from Jackson, but he's a much better version of Jackson, a lot more stronger in terms of everything. And then you can then pass the ball into the lap. It's almost like Wissa and Mbemo mixture, if you know what I mean, right? Like you want that
I'll be honest.
partnership, so
I could see us doing that, but him being in the Nkunku position next season.
that's what I'm saying. That's probably what would happen. But essentially, instead of him, but instead of like how Palmer was playing the 10, it would be essentially how we would have played both Nkunku essentially. But he would be the Nkunku for the team, if that makes sense. Which is a shame because again, there's a lot of Nkunku haters in this place here, but it's funny. Nkunku is looking like a better player now when he plays.
Oh yeah, the game yesterday.
And that's the problem. The problem for me, we can. One of the things I was explaining to people was that if you play to the player's strength, he starts cooking.
No, but I'll be real.
The bridge. I love the bridge, but I told you this was gonna happen.
Oh, no, but Ahmed, where I disagree.
You didn't say shit.
Okay.
I told you every time on stream here. What did I tell you? I used to tell you the system doesn't suit Nkunku. Did I not used to say it every stream?
So that's why
Come on, guys.
But you also didn't say
I
oh,
used to
change
tell you
is
that.
going to improve. Like, no.
I
And
promise
even
you.
then, I
used
thought he
to
was
say
all right
that.
yesterday.
Oh, look at
I thought he was good. I thought he was
this, man.
Also, I thought he was good. The where I disagree with you, Ahmed, is like I do think some of it comes down to system, but also there were plenty of games we saw him play number 10 last season, and he sucked as
No,
well.
but the way
Exactly.
he was playing the 10,
No,
and then the guy that he had in front of him was not great either. Let's be real, chat.
No, I honestly think the difference is attitude. I think he just looks like he cares now.
Thank you. Okay, I'm glad I'm
It's
not the only one that
Yup,
thinks that
yup.
because he
That's
actually
what I'm
looks
saying.
happier. He looks
It's
happier as of lately.
it's not happier because I'll be honest, like it's more like there's just more effort, which is stupid to say.
He's just trying. He's just trying. Bro,
Yeah,
second
it's
can
half,
tell.
more effort.
bro, second half, I think they lost possession. And I saw Nkunku run back to try to win
Yeah.
the ball. I'm like,
I
what
remember
the
him
fuck?
tracking back, and I was like, whoa. I don't see
Bro, I saw
Nkunku
that.
do
I'm
this
like,
ever.
excuse me, brother? Excuse me? Since when?
Yeah, it's not normal. Like, so, like lately, I just think you look at training, you look at what's going on. For me, Nkunku looks like his attitude has changed. He might still go. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's staying at Chelsea now, boys, but he might still go. But as of right now, I think that uplifting mood, that good feeling in the locker room, I think it's starting to spread to everyone. And he's included in that. Like, as much of a negative Nancy as you might be in the dressing room and stuff, if there's more positive feelings in the dressing room, it's gonna spread. And I think he I don't want to say he's a favorite, but I think he gets along with a lot of the players. And when they play with him now, they look like they're more comfortable with him. So I think there is an uplift in his mood, which is like, okay, let me put some effort in and stuff. Like, we're actually winning. We're in competition. We're in serious competition. The manager's using me. He's putting me in this important quarterfinal game against Palmeiras. They ain't no joke. Like, I think those things start to change perspective for a player. No? We all agree? Unanimous agree?
It's just like I think he's definitely in a better headspace than he was before. I think he's clearly found a bit of confidence back. I think I don't know, maybe he does know this is gonna be his last summer, so he's like, you know what, fuck it. This is the last competition I'm in with the boys, right? Because I don't think he hates the
Bro,
team,
it's a
bro. I don't
World
think he
Cup
hates the
year.
players either, bro. Like,
I was
I
gonna say,
really don't.
That's where
he
I
gets
have
along with the players,
the-
you can see.
That's where I have a small issue on Nkunku on this in terms of I'm glad he's playing better, but for me the reason it's not enough is because this should be the norm. If I'm going to accept you staying, this can't because you're not a starter. You're a squad player at best in this team.
Yeah.
So
Isn't he on 200 something, by the way? as
yes,
well?
I think he's on 190 or 200 or something. But I
He's on 200.
can't have you suddenly deciding to change the attitude now. That's not. That doesn't work for me, Chief. That does in the immortal words of a racist. It doesn't work for me, brother.
What?
It doesn't work for me, brother. Huh? You know who I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
I don't either. I think I'm blanking out. Someone put on the private chat. I
Yeah,
don't.
private chat. Who are we talking about?
Who are we talking about?
You know what
People
it is,
agree with you,
man?
though.
Listen.
I don't
Hey,
know.
guys,
No, listen, no.
Oh, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Sorry,
Now I
sorry,
see.
sorry.
Now I need.
Anyway, as I said, that doesn't
The
work.
unfortunate thing is
decide
the
to
only.
turn up now and for it to be okay. Like I needed this level of. I understand you were playing Conference League, but so was Madueke, so was Mudryk, so was
Enzo was playing conference at a point.
Enzo, so was
So was Madueke gone.
Like, these
So
guys.
was Mudryk gone. So what are you trying to say? Everyone that plays Conference League is gone.
What?
I mean, Mudryk's definitely gone.
Some of them are gone because
not
they
here right
decided
now,
to
so yeah,
take
you're
illegal
right.
substances on. They're
Madueke is
not-
gone.
they stank.
Yeah, Madueke's gone.
I mean,
Listen,
Mudryk tried to become the Ukrainian Winter Soldier, so that's kind of
Exactly.
on him.
But yeah, so
sorry, Scott.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I
In
can't
Kunku-
expect you turning this around now. So as good as the performance have been, he still needs to leave.
I want to say
Yeah, the
something.
thing is, the thing was,
Realistically, and I want to point. Wait, I need to say this because realistically, yeah, I think Jackson is able to leave the club. I do think, obviously, there's a certain player which will probably mention a casually Charles tomorrow, something like that, right? Which we'll discuss. Who's also leaving, right? But then I think with Nkunku, yeah, I think there's a real chance here that we don't actually find like a club for him. And if that's the case, having him again as part of the squad, as part of the team, it's not a bad issue.
Ahmed,
It's
Ahmed.
not
I
a
don't
bad
know.
problem.
Hold up.
For
Okay,
the salary
okay,
he's
okay.
at, dude, no, I don't know about
No,
that.
Wait,
but
but
I
Bayern
think,
Munich
yeah,
is sniffing for him.
But for me, in this system, he could be a potential starter for us,
No,
bro.
I get it, but
No
dude,
problem.
Bayern Munich.
He's not going to
Kunku-
start over Joao
Dude,
Pedro.
Bayern Munich and Kunku, like I'm not.
No,
we
he
just-
doesn't need to play there though. He plays. You remember, you have two.
Where is he
tens.
going to play?
Yeah, you have 2 10s. So
Yeah,
you
Joao
have one
Pedro
10.
and Delap get those positions over
No,
him.
no. Those are strikers. I don't want him to be my striker. Why is he gonna be my striker?
Joao Pedro's no. Joao Pedro can play the 10 as
Pedro's
well.
going to be a
That's why we
false nine. He's going to be a 10.
Also,
You
No,
want
no,
you
no,
want
no,
Joao
no.
Pedro to link up
No,
with.
no.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I
It's
get what you're
4-2-2-2-2. Right?
Yeah,
So
4-2-2-2.
2 is Joao Pedro and Delap.
Yeah.
Then you got the 2 10s, Palmer, and then Nkunku.
No, dude.
it won't be in Kunku.
Kudus,
It
no,
won't be
brother,
Kunku.
Yes, down with
No,
two
brother,
strikers.
brother, Kudus, who
Yeah,
we're
we'll
linked with,
we'll see
also
that.
plays as a
Kudus,
10.
wait, hold up, Kudus,
That's why it makes
Joao
sense.
Pedro, Estevau, bro.
Yeah, still,
Yeah,
what
it's
are
about-
we doing?
You're,
I don't see
Ahmed,
Steve in
Yeah,
this
you're
team.
doing too much.
Ahmed, you're forgetting that one of those 2 10s has to be a winger.
Yeah.
Mhm. We're not doing that for me.
That's
That's
why,
what
why do you think we're trying
It's
to
not
go for
gonna be in
Kudus?
Kunku.
Why do you think we're trying to go
Anyways,
for Kudus?
listen, all I'm gonna say is this, and shout out Kuku for trying. It's like Scott said, Wendy this months ago. The only listen, no, Ahmed. The only thing that would be able to change the way me and Scott perceive Kuku is time, and that's something he got none of left, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Bayern Munich
And
is still
shout
sniffing
out
for him,
to
right?
someone for
Yeah,
trying.
well,
He's actually
Ahmed,
playing.
I'm curious. Hang on. You're saying that he could stay. Cool. What happens next season when he's played like no minutes because he's the bottom of the pecking order outside of George, and we're asking him to come in a cup game?
I don't even
'Cause
think
yeah,
he's going to be here next season. I'll be real.
cool.
The
Cool.
way
So,
something's going.
okay. So he's the
So
bottom
he's
of
just
the
bottom. So he's just bottom. Okay, bro.
Okay, so is
Okay.
my
Listen,
question
Same
is
counterpoint.
I promise you right now.
Wait, wait,
I
wait.
promise you.
My
He's
question
going to
to
start
Ahmed,
ahead of Steve.
my question to you-
It's going to start ahead of Steve. I promise you.
Cool.
He's
So
not,
he's,
bro.
so
I
he's
hate
second.
you. I hate you that you're calling him Steve. I hate this. I hate you.
Anyway,
No,
Ahmed,
but this is,
Ahmed,
by the way, this is the guy.
I've
This is
got-
the guy
Ahmed,
that's trying to say
question I've
Scott
got-
has a Gusto agenda. By the way, same guy, bro.
The question I've got, Ahmed, is the attitude still going to be there from him when he's second bottom
Yes.
of the bowl and he's playing cup games against Plymouth?
Shout out Plymouth, our guy. Man.
Shout out Plymouth, man.
Yes, he's
Big
going
up.
to have the heart. He's going to have the heart now. He's going to have the heart.
Is he?
Have the
He didn't
heart.
last season.
Wait,
You don't
wait,
even
wait,
believe
wait,
that.
wait,
Don't
wait.
say that without smiling.
Wait,
Say that without
pause.
smiling.
No,
Okay.
wait, Marshall. Don't you remember?
World Cup
He didn't,
season. So of course he's going to have like, the heart for it.
okay, wait. Can I just say something? He just said he's gonna have the heart for Plymouth Argyle when this guy was telling us all season during the conference league, why doesn't Kunku need to try? It's the fucking conference league. You're gonna tell me he's gonna try for Plymouth Argyle?
Yeah, that one's coming back to bite you in the ass.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And I'll
Smash
explain
the like
why.
because we caught out Ahmed.
Listen. No, he didn't. And I'll explain right now. Nice and easy.
Took
Yeah.
that fraud.
This year, there's no World Cup. There's no Euros. There's nothing to fight for at the end of the season. But this year, the
No,
story-
wait. What do you mean?
Story's
Argyle's
different.
gonna show France.
The story's different now. This year,
Yeah.
you've got a nation thing for you to be able to do. So that's a separate entity now. You know.
By
what I
the
mean?
way, Ahmed is
Yeah,
disregarding.
yeah.
Hold on, no. Ahmed is sitting here disregarding an entire season of evidence for one fucking game.
Yeah, of what he said himself.
Like I just needed. Hold on. I just need to be clear what we're doing here. By the way,
But he's gonna
I need to
try
be
against
very
Plymouth
clear.
Argyle because it's the World Cup. So when the fans
Shout out to Lucky Singh. Next year, lots players career on the line. World Cup 2026.
Anyways, okay, cool, cool.
Again, no. Again, the problem here isn't Ahmed like assuming any of this. The problem here is Ahmed assuming this guy's going to get any game time if he stays there between now and the World Cup to even play. Like,
and
Scott,
Scott, he mentioned Plymouth
relying on
Argyle. So the French selectors are going to be like, Mbappe performed against Barcelona. Okay, he's in the squad. And Kunku, well, he had that amazing game against Plymouth Argyle, so I guess he needs to be in the squad.
By the way,
what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
as well, bro. He's cooked.
If we get a Ekitike,
I don't know, like,
in this team.
we're not getting Ekitike.
I know Bayern's gonna need a number 10 now because like Musiala is like out for like the whole season, right? Yeah, he is fucked. So I'm thinking like Bayern could be on for like a new 10, and Kuku's done well in the Bundesliga, and they was already in for him, right? They was already sniffing around, so like it's definitely a possibility Bayern could go in for like Kuku.
Who's got the keys, bro?
The right fee.
Damn,
who's the janitor?
I can't come back into my house. That's
No, stay outside,
bro. How many keys you got, bro?
6.
brother. There's a lot of doors in this
Man's
house.
apartment is behind 7 doors, dog.
Of course, man. Listen, you know, he
I
lives
live
in the hood, man.
There's
He
plenty
lives
of
in the hood, man. You know what I
doors.
mean? You know what I mean? That's it, man. He lives in the hood, man. You know?
I live in the
I
hood.
understand.
There's like 6
I understand.
Damn.
Listen, man.
Man's
I'm
got
surprised.
25 doors for Moises
I'm
Caicedo,
surprised.
bro.
I'm surprised there's no locks. I'm not hearing. I'm surprised I'm not hearing locks. I'm not hearing one lock here, another one like here. I'm shocked by it, man. No locks in the door.
Bro,
What's going on?
I've never been shy about the fact I live in the hood. What do you want me to say, bro?
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. If when Kinky stays, I'll be here in August.
So
we got
what about Nani Madueke?
Oh, Fallout Ball is hilarious, bro.
Wait, RSM, don't you remember early on in the transfer window, he's like, boys, Jackson Sting. And now today he even said,
Yeah, he switched up so quick. He switched up so quick.
What happened?
Remember Pochettino? He's gone. He's gone by December.
Bitch Nation is always right.
By the way, by the way.
At least he's coming on the club.
And then today,
Hold up.
looks like Jackson's going today, boys. It looks like Jackson Madueke
He was
going
so wrong. Hold up, Ahmed has been so wrong. He stopped even running the speculation gimmick. That's how wrong he's been.
Oh, RSM, he's been so wrong. He stopped speculating because even today he started making statements. He's like, "I'm not speculating. I'm like, this sounds like speculation, my friend. You saying all this kudos things sounds like a lot of speculation. You know, like, I was like, that's a lot of speculating. You know what I'm saying? A lot of speculating.
Yeah, I hear it.
Don't worry, Ahmed. Even if I don't comment, I watch his streams. I watch his streams from the darkness.
Man. Every pound counts, man. Every pound counts. Every pound counts.
Don't go anywhere, Ahmed. Don't go anywhere.
Every pound counts, man. Every pound counts.
What you know what? I do have to bring up another player in the attack. We need to talk about him. And I think,
salute,
bro,
salute.
Especially
Warrior.
in the mindset that he was playing in yesterday. And I don't think it needs to be said by everyone here. I think we all agree. Condolences to Jota and Andrey Silva and his family for what had happened. Horrible tragedy. And I hope his family can recover from this soon. And, you know, like with Liverpool immortalizing the number, all that stuff, like, good for them. And listen, if Neto didn't play yesterday, I would not have blamed him at all. Would not have blamed him whatsoever. And
Marshall, I said on Lewis's stream earlier, he could have put a 0 out of 10 performance, and I wouldn't have given a shit. I wouldn't have cared. Literally wouldn't have cared. He came out, dropped an 8 out of 10 performance.
Yes.
Was incredible. Unreal mentality. Literally, just unreal mentality. I'm not
that double nutmeg. I nearly stood up out of my seat and applauded, bro.
He was just cooking on that wing. And again, me and Jimmy especially, he was getting pissed that they weren't passing him the ball more often.
Facts. I said this.
Cooking on that wing, bro. Keep cooking on, because he was causing them so much trouble, bro. I don't like sofa scores, but I'm looking at this. I'm looking at homeboy sofa score here, Van der Laan. Oh my days! This is because Neto was cooking him all game.
Oh my god, yeah. That's
all game. So I was like, sofa score. I actually agree with you on this one, because this guy was getting cooked by Pedro. And he's just been phenomenal this tournament, man. Like, people were saying, oh, sell him. He's not worth the 60 mil. He's not been good. I think we're finally starting to see I haven't even seen this side of Pedro Neto. As far as I'm aware, with Pedro Neto, he's always been like getting behind, one-on-one with the keeper, which we have seen this tournament, by the way. One-on-one with the keeper, score goals at Wolves, that kind of player. Like, this guy has good footwork, too. Good footwork, great ability to dribble past the player. He's just been so phenomenal, and he's creating chances that we're not, I remember one, he crossed the ball, he ground crossed the ball, and it went through the entire box. And I was like, why isn't anyone there to put that away? Why isn't anyone there to put that away? Neto should have a lot more GNA in this tournament than what he has.
That one you're talking about, that's the one that Delap probably should have been in the box for.
Yeah.
I
think Delap was too late to it, unfortunately, because he was trying to get it at the front post.
But he's been excellent this tournament. Like, he has, considering how. I know people say about the GNA, I'll be so honest, like, he was poor last season. I think we can all say he was poor. This tournament so far has been an unmitigated. He's been the biggest success story for us outside that in this tournament.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's been the biggest success story for any player, I would say, this tournament.
The thing is, he's leveled up. Even I would say into the running, he was giving a more consistent performances. He had the odd sticker here and there in the running, but he was a lot better. And I think he learned what Maresca wanted. He learned the team a lot better. And you saw it. I mean, he even did well for Portugal, bro. He's having kind of like low key. We obviously have to see next season, but like kind of what happened to Cucurella, right? Tail end of the season, started playing better. Had success with this national team, and it's continued to now. I'm very happy for him. And I think something else, by the way, that we don't mention, bro. Remember when we bought him, and people were like, "Oh, he's so injury prone. He's gonna play no game time."
Oh my god,
bro!
dude.
People were comparing him to Reece James, bro, and I'm just like. Bro, and that's why I gotta shout out him, because I think he even spoke about it. Like, he's done a lot of work, and he said it in his interview too. He's like, when you are out for the game so long because of injury, you do the best you can to try to stay in the game, to play every minute. And he's had amazing mentality, bro. I gotta say, he's one of the players I gotta shout out.
On that point, like, I don't think it's any like this is where I'll big up the owners in terms of what they did, like overhauling the
sacking the entire old medical
overhauling the what's it called, medical staff. I can't remember the fucking word was, and to Maresca as well in terms of just handling these players, because like you look at all the players we've got. Madueke injury prone before we bought him. James heavily injury prone previous seasons. Neto injury prone before we bought him. The only Lavia injury, well, not Lavia was different, but Lavia was injury prone because of the previous manager. Who else have we had that's had like hella injuries that's currently in the squad? There's one player I'm thinking of I haven't mentioned for obvious reasons, because he's the only one. He's the only one, and I don't think it's any like what's the word? I don't think it's any coincidence. He's the only one that seems to have like not listened to the manager when it comes to the injury stuff.
Yep.
One that's constantly fucking injured.
Yep. And guess what? They finally.
I know Paddy Shaw got injured the other day.
What are your weaknesses?
The weaknesses?
Yeah.
What is weakness?
I think am I correct in thinking the Paddy Shaw injury the other day? That's the first one he's had in months, isn't it?
Bradishie doesn't really get injured, does he?
No, he was injury prone last, I think, and he started picking up.
Hold up. Under Poch, he was injury prone, bro. He would go
he was.
He would go like 2 weeks not injured, and then he would pick something up again, and then go 2 weeks healing.
Bradishie
back.
Yeah, he
bro,
had a lot of. He had a lot of.
Look back. Yeah, if you look back,
I thought he had a couple here and there, but not like huge ones.
No, he had.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't huge. He was never out for an extended period of time,
right.
But it was so on and off.
I think the thing was as well is him like others like Carney as well had just setbacks. So they get injured, they look like they were coming back from injury and just have a setback and then be out for longer. And it was the same with Carney. That was the main issue. Like we kept seeing, and it was the same actually with Lavia as well to an extent. Like kept getting setbacks, like nearly be fit, and things like that. But yeah, like I think it's a testament to Maresca what he's done with these players. Definitely. Apparently as well, like I saw the Reece James thing. Apparently that was more precautionary than anything. He felt a little bit of something, and they were like, instead of risking it, they went, "Nope, you're out the team."
That's what like about Enzo Maresca. He don't care. Like if it's a semi-final, quarter-final, or whatever. Like he's not going to risk the player's injury. Lampard, for example, I always remember it's that Arsenal game where it didn't really matter that much, and he was Chilwell and Reece James. And what happened? They got
Reece James back, and then Reece James gives away a penalty. Did he get injured that game as well?
Yeah, they both got injured after that again. they both literally went out longer.
Chilwell, man, this team would be eating good, man.
Yeah, maybe Chilwell like 6 years ago, brother. Give it up, man.
Huh?
No, I'm talking about the Chilwell that they was being mentioned that they were mentioning now, man. We'll be eating good of this Chilwell, man.
It was so random saying eating good of Chilwell.
Oh, it's a shot.
Ah,
Give you yellow for that one, bro.
Yeah, Chris,
What the
man.
fuck?
What's wrong with you, Chris?
This man,
What's wrong with
bro,
me?
ridiculous.
Fuck Chilwell.
Yeah, fuck you.
but yeah, like
No,
that's
not
that's
me.
the one.
Not
That's
me,
what I like
guys,
about
man.
that.
You know what I mean? You know what we need? We actually need a Chilwell type of player, by the way, as a backup.
No, we don't.
I mean, we need a back.
That's a
See,
warning.
how can you do
That's
that?
not a warning. That's not
That's a
even
warning.
crazy.
Ahmed saying we need Gallagher back. We need Chilwell
Ahmed
back.
saying-
Ahmed's saying we need
No.
flying fullbacks back.
Unironically, we kind of do a guy that can.
We need. Well, I mean,
Two-
prime Chilwell. I mean, I'll take prime
Bro,
I
Chilwell.
mean,
but-
look at what Cucurella's doing to an extent. He's flying
It was
into
a
the
backup.
box
He
crashing.
was-
At some point,
He was a
Ahmed has to
backup,
provide
yeah,
some
Jarrell
guys,
Hato,
bro.
not
At some
Chilwell.
No, for me, no. But no, I'm not saying we need Chilwell right now. That's stupid. I'm saying we need a Chilwell type of player, a guy that was. Chilwell in his prime was solid defensively. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good.
And
He
he's
did
a
a
good
job
ball.
there, right?
Yeah, he had good recovery
but,
pace.
But the thing you needed from Chilwell, the thing that Chilwell used to do really well was put the crosses into the box quite effectively, right? And he had a good shot on him, right? That offensive side of him, right?
Amazing.
And the solidity of defense. That's the guy you need to look for. That's not even me. That's not me saying anything crazy, by the way. Again, that's what you need.
Scott was never a big fan of Chilwell.
Yeah, Scott doesn't dislike English players, man. That's what it's looking like to me, man.
Bro.
I'm not even going to address that.
Yeah, it's like at some point you just,
That was low-hanging fruit, man.
How do we feel about Cole Palmer's performance yesterday? Scores a goal,
Very good.
finally ends that
Oh,
goalless open
was
play
brilliant.
drought.
I like the fact like he just dropped deep and played into the midfield and helped out like the passing ability, like passing from the back. Yeah, he did everything. He was everywhere. I thought, yeah, he was brilliant. Like, yeah, and he got his goal. That was a nice clean goal, like bottom left, wasn't it? Yeah, but yeah, he was for me top 2 in our team, like for man of the match. I don't think any other players got man of the match. It was Estevau, wasn't it?
Yeah, still I got it.
But yeah, he was definitely like, I want more of that. Like going to the semi-final, maybe the finals, well, hopefully, and he like does that all out again. That'd be great. But yeah, he was good.
Actually, on Estevau,
I really enjoyed watching him.
Goal. Estevau, I believe.
I don't know how many passes.
he was
How many
so
passes Cole Palmer made that game because he was everywhere, passing around.
I could tell you in 2 seconds. 1 second.
Sorry.
That's cool.
Accurate passes, 31 out of 37.
31 out of 37. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he wasn't
and
missing as much.
For comparison, Andrey Santos had 36 out of 40.
Okay.
So he was kind of like a.
He probably had one of the most passes in the mid. Like,
Enzo had
midfield.
51 out of 60, so 60 passes.
I mean,
versus-
Enzo's Enzo. He's
Yeah.
always passing it
Yeah, for
around
sure.
somewhere.
Let me see. I'm trying to find Estevau's goal because I do want to go over that. That goal.
At
Was crazy.
first, I was like this keeper man, but then I saw the replay.
No,
I thought, okay,
I'm so
okay.
sorry, bro. I can't blame Sanchez for thinking.
No, I'm not either.
On that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's
From
not
RSM.
on
Bro, I didn't expect him to hit it like that, bro. I'm so sorry.
Wait,
Like,
Sam, I know you were in the stream, and Chris, obviously, you were part of the Discord.
I was struggling.
There was a certain guy whose paw is underneath Marshall right now, who unmuted himself, and he's like, "Is this the man you were talking about, huh, Steve? Huh? Is this the man you're talking about?" This is what he was telling us at halftime. And then
really?
he scores a banger, and then I see on his stream with RSM, he's just quiet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what a legend right
I'm
now.
man of
That's a legend.
bro, I'm
It's
telling you,
alleged.
no. When he
It's
scored that,
alleged.
bro, I was literally stuck between despair because they tied it up, and like happy for him because that's an insane goal, bro.
That's-
oh
It's
my
not.
god.
One person
like-
in Discord was crashing out when he scored. It was one
Like
person.
it's a nuts finish considering like you look at what he's done the rest of the tournament. Like he's had other moments where he probably should have scored a couple of chances
Yeah.
against like
He
who's
finally
that?
scores against us.
Porto, yeah, a couple of chances against Porto. I think he had a chance against Al Ali or Inter Miami one of the games, wouldn't getting nothing, and then just bangs that on his weak foot, like casually, just hits that casually on his weak foot. Yeah, that's just an incredible finish.
Hey man,
Yes.
we already got our Madueke upgrade right now, man. Look at him. Look at my ball, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
Hold that, hold that.
I mean,
It's funny.
Hold
he
that.
will be- he will be an upgrade,
What
I
I
think.
will say is funny. You know, we talk about Madueke upgrades and stuff like that. We'll talk soon, man. We'll talk soon. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll talk soon.
No, but like,
Yeah, we'll do a show
how many
tomorrow.
Yeah, no,
like
that's for
professional
tomorrow. I'm just
seasons has
talking about- I'm
Madueke
just
had? Like
talking
what,
about
6?
Estevau right now.
He
Everything
like,
that player was doing
well,
yesterday. kept getting
Madueke,
blocked.
I said Scott, not Estevao.
Yeah, but the Madueke's been here like 2.5 years.
No, not Chelsea. I'm talking about before us as well.
Well,
Like, he's had
professional
multiple.
football?
Yeah, like he's
Probably
had
like 4.
I feel like he
No,
reached
like
up to
5
level
years
of
maybe, because he
Yeah,
did
4 or 5.
2 years with PSV. He's
Did
been
a little
with
bit
us
of
for
Tottenham,
2.5
didn't
years.
No, he never played for Tottenham. He came for their academy. He never played for them.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so I think 4.5 years in total. I think.
This is what Estevao's first senior.
Yeah, this is his first senior. Well, yeah. Well, he started last season,
He's quite young,
halfway
so-
through, so 1.5 technically.
That face is.
Right?
He's
just
gonna be a
happy.
very good, solid player for us.
Mm,
Like,
I'm
and
not
his
even
first year.
upset that he celebrated because he's just
No,
young.
who cares?
He's like excited. Estevao registered fewer
I didn't
touches,
expect him to
42,
celebrate, I
than
thought.
any player for either Palmeiras or Chelsea to play 90 plus minutes. Yet he was key to anything Palmeiras attempted. So
Wenda is the Madueke upgrade. Oh, Wenda, yeah, to
Kenda.
get some
Ah,
goals.
it's Kenda. It's Kenda.
Kenda.
How many man matches he had? This
That's his
competition.
third, I think.
This is the
Or
third.
4.
That's actually impressive. I know he's like the only like great attacker, but
Madueke
like,
could never, you know. What
but
I'm
he
saying?
stepped up from.
hmm
Oh, that's impressive. And he got one against Chelsea as well. Like, and you could like say, yeah, that's definitely fair to give it to him, because I can't really think anyone really from Chelsea beat him like for that man of match.
like
Joao Pedro didn't play enough, but if he did start the game, maybe.
I mean, Joao Pedro looked really good. when he
Neto
came on.
gets a shout from me because he was just.
Palm
so
was great as well,
unstoppable.
but I still don't think.
I'll be
they-
real. I think there's a few players. I think you could say Enzo's up there. I think Santos is up there personally, with how he performed.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he was good.
Outside of I don't think he was at fault for the goal, but he probably could have done a bit better. I'd say Colwell was excellent. Outside the stupid yellow card again, the petulant shit.
Oh, those last ditch
Just-
tackles, man.
By the way, is it 2 yellow cards in 5
Yeah.
games and you get
Yeah.
suspended?
No, it's two yellow
Yes.
cards. It's 2 yellow cards before the semi-final when you get suspended.
Dude, some of these tackles
I
that
don't like.
Cole's
I
been
don't like it.
making,
I don't like that.
like,
Then that's too
are
common.
That's the rules in like most of these competitions. You just got to not be an idiot and get 2 yellow cards across multiple games. Which
Yeah, but like it happens. Like these referees have been.
no,
getting annoyed
but
in
Chris, the
general.
reason why we as Chelsea fans can't get annoyed is because, like I said, Delap is suspended because he got 2 yellow cards, both for elbowing players.
Yeah,
off
I'm
the
not
ball.
excusing you. Yeah, he's a striker.
Cole got a yellow card for dissent yesterday. Like, if he'd got any yellow card for a clean challenge, fair enough. Just don't. I understand
hear
the ref shit. Just control yourself, man, please.
Chalava had a solid performance as well. Honestly,
He's
these
very
two,
solid.
like
Dude,
Levi
Cole's
Kola,
mine.
this not even this tournament, but Levi Kola in the last 10 games of the season, going into this tournament, like his form has drastically improved.
Oh, he's been
And,
incredible.
like what CP was just saying, like the last ditch tackles, like we weren't seeing that much of that last season. The blocks as well, the last ditch blocks, all that stuff. Like he's just been on it, even physically. Hasn't lost a single aerial duel this whole entire tournament. Like just soak that in for a second. Hasn't lost a single aerial duel this entire tournament.
That's nuts.
So it's nuts, man. Like he stepped up. And are you guys nervous that because he's suspended for the next game that we'll be missing his profile
we
against
shouldn't need
Fluminense?
to.
Yeah, but we got
Like-
Unk. We got Unk.
Yeah, I say it just means that Chalobah's got to play left centre back, which
Gonna do
like
the unction, like Pete was saying, the unction.
We got Unk.
I still think
versus
he's.
Thiago
I still
Silva.
think he's gonna be missed because he's become like that, like centre back.
He's our best center back, yeah.
Yeah, like just the
He's
leader.
become our best center back for sure. Yeah.
Like he will still be missed, but like hopefully we. In all fairness, we are facing a team what doesn't really attack.
But
so,
his shield's hurt.
Like, am I right? Like we are playing against a team what doesn't attack that well, but defend really well.
They're mostly counter-attacking team. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully, like
Mhm.
Chalobah and Toast and whoever like can deal with that, and we'll be good. But yeah, still being missed.
I love Thiago Silva, but I hope with a combination, because I think Nico's going to start the next game, right?
You think?
Whether you guys like it or not, I think Nico's going to start the next game. If
I
you
don't know,
start
I
with
think Joao
Nico,
Pedro.
if you think, I'm thinking like it could be a combination of Nico, Joao Pedro, and Neto with Palmer in the 10. And at his best, Jackson has good link-up play. How is that going to mesh with a Joao Pedro?
Marshall, the reason why I wouldn't do that, by the way, is just because of the fact we don't have a Colwill. And so I would prefer having whoever the left centre-back is going to be like left-footed, preferably. Like, I prefer Kukurea to be the left centre-back in the 3, which means you have to play an out-and-out winger on that left-hand side. Now, unfortunately, that means it'd have to be either Madueke or Neto. I'd put Neto there. Like, I'd do what I think I heard someone say earlier, where I'd put Neto on the left, I'd put Palmer on the right, and I'd play Santos and Enzo and Caicedo all three.
That's what I said. Let's go.
Yeah, or if you don't want to do that,
I'm not starting Santos.
I'd start Santos. I think Santos showed he could do the Lavia stuff yesterday, but I think the other thing I'd potentially do is actually the problem is they're going to play 3 midfielders. The other thing I'd potentially do is put Joao Pedro in the 10 and Jackson up front. But I'd probably prefer to play Joao Pedro in the... I'd put Joao Pedro up front, put Enzo in the...
Because Marshall, we need the energy in midfield because the Fluminense midfield will fucking run you down. Like they're a bunch of gala dogs in terms of like they're relentless. They have a lot of energy. They're gonna press like crazy.
But that's
so
why
that's why I want.
Lavia, he's fit.
But okay, why are we assuming that Lavia is fit when this man gets a fucking knock and is gone for 3 months?
To be fair, I think he was just ill. I don't know whether the illness. I think it was an illness, wasn't it?
It said a knock. I don't know. No, that's the thing.
Small muscle problem was what was quoted.
Okay, so last time he had a small muscle problem was supposed to be for a few weeks, and then he was gone for 3 months. So I'm not trusting the second most injury prone guy in our squad besides Wesley Fofana to be back by Tuesday. So that's why I'm saying I want Santos and Caicedo and then Enzo. So then you have a lot of energy in that midfield to combat what Fluminense does. Because
one thing, as I will say, I don't think there's a wrong option. The one thing I don't want to see is Reece James midfield and Gusto right back. Like that's the only wrong option.
Yeah,
like I said, I'd prefer Gusto just go and play another game of this tournament and just start Reece James. But actually, no, Reece James is coming off an injury. Fuck it, start Josh if you need to.
Reece said he's good for Tuesday. Apparently, Ahmed.
Fair enough. That's cool. Yeah, if he's fit,
his channel before the stream that Reece put that he's good enough for Tuesday. So
I think he just wanted to protect him. That's why he.
That's cool. If he's fit, start him. If he's not, put Josh in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm not too annoyed about what option they go in midfield. Like I think anything works. Whether you go like Enzo Caicedo and like you go Joao Pedro in the team with Jackson, or you go 3-man midfield and you put either Santos in there, that's cool. If you put Lavia in there, that's cool. The only person I don't want to see in there from the start again, just because of like lack of game time and whatnot, is Sugo. Is probably the only one.
I think Sugo probably has a better shout of starting over Santos now that I think about it.
I massively disagree.
Because the game is on Tuesday. Santos didn't play a full 90. He played about 85 minutes. This is a kid who hasn't played a full 90 for the team yet.
But based on the conversation that you guys had earlier, if Sugo goes to Caicedo replacement in midfield, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but he hasn't really played like a lot this tournament, has he? So I just don't see him starting the semi-final.
Like 30 minutes against LAFC, and then the 5 minutes the other day.
Yeah, like he hasn't played like a whole lot. So like him starting the semi-final, I can't see that. Like I'd be very shocked.
No, I think that's too much pressure on the kid. Like
Santos has actually had like a start, like 85 minutes, as you just said, and he had a good chunk of 30 minutes like before he started as well. Like I can see it being Santos, and like if Lavia's there, like sub on Lavia around. I don't know, whenever we're winning in a sense in the second half or something, then you sub them on.
I think either option works. Like with you know what you need to get, and I think with what we saw from Santos yesterday, I think you're gonna get actually very similar things in terms of, I don't think with Santos you get quite as much pressure resistant in terms of the dribbling, but I think what you do get that I think Lavia does have, but we maybe don't see it as much, is that passing out of pressure in terms of the simple stuff, the composure of like being able to play it like I'm just sure there was a few times he played it like left into Enzo, who would then just play it one time into Palmer, and we'd be like, you just take two players out immediately. So I think you have slightly different options, but I think either of them can do that role, and it's going to work really well.
Mm-hmm. Why is Reece James so spicy lately, bro?
What do you mean so spicy lately? He's in a sauna,
This man's been
Oh, he's just
lately, bro.
sweating.
He's relaxing his body in a sauna. Why can't
No,
a man be in a
you
sauna?
know-
He's going through the
I
workout.
could wait until you got a shirt on and not sweaty.
He's just
He's in
working.
a sauna. What do you mean
training.
have your shirt on? Why are you
What's the
objectifying
problem?
men
Yeah,
like that?
I mean, it's not even
What are we
like, I
doing?
don't really, it's not even about
you invite girls in your place. You get a takeaway, you get a non-doors.
No, you're weird, bro. No, you're not.
I don't know what's wrong
What's
with
going on?
them, bro.
Marshall
Yeah,
objectifying men,
Marshall,
man. Men
yeah.
can't even have their
Like,
shirt off in a sauna anymore, man. Look at this guy. Man.
Alright,
Marshall,
man.
you okay, bro?
Marshall probably watches movies where there's maybe like, you know, part of it, the guys in the sauna's doing like, you know, negotiations. What are you talking about, bro? You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize the only time I could take a picture to put on social media was right after I got out of the sauna. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that was the only time I could post it on
Okay, so
social
if he
media.
took a picture when he was at a pool,
Yeah,
he
but I
was
guess
shirtless
that
in
makes
the
sense.
pool.
This picture is not crazy.
Yeah.
The picture's not crazy, bro. You've probably seen this guy half naked before on the pitch when he's not. When he's probably done.
He has his
I
shirt
know.
off. Yeah, what are we
Yes.
doing? Why are we?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just saying. My man's been zesty lately. You know,
Marshall,
he
man, you
kissed
know,
the
it's
back
not-
of
Marshall,
how
Palmer's,
can you say that?
Palmer's back.
Chris
You got getting
knows.
smacked by Enzo.
Wait. What do you
know.
mean, Chris knows? Don't,
No,
where you
I'm
going with
saying
that?
Chris would know if he's being zesty. Chris knows, like, Chris would know if he's being zesty.
That's what I'm
Chris
saying,
is
man.
saying he's
Marshall,
not
are you
zesty. If
Marshall,
Chris
are
is
you
saying
trying
he's not
to
zesty, he's
Marshall,
not
are you just
zesty.
trying to, you know, come out of the closet? What's going on, bro? Like, you know, what's going on?
What does me pointing out other people have to do with me?
Because no one here had an issue.
You're
with him doing what he
projecting. Yeah,
did.
you're the only one.
Yeah, you're the one projecting, bro. No one else does it.
I'm just saying, man. I was asking the,
No,
the hard
no.
questions here. It's like, why does it feels like Reece James been
It's on
zesty
heart.
layly?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Scott.
Wait, you
Right.
guys-
Next time you guys point out
Marshall,
Reece James
okay.
being some zesty, I'm gonna tell you guys you're projecting. Oh, who cares if he's kissing the back of
one
Cole Palmer's
cares.
back? Who cares
No
if he's
one gives-
receiving Pedro Neto's
honestly,
blown kisses?
do not
Yeah.
care.
Who cares? Yeah, you guys are projecting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying
man.
to put something out there, Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall. Yeah, what are you trying to do? Like,
Marshall,
I'm
let's
asking
know
the tough
something.
questions.
We know
Is
this
anyone
not
else
a
picking up
problem.
these
Hey,
observations? Or
You
is it
should
just
be a
me?
journalist.
it's
You
me.
should be a journalist and ask Reece James these questions.
yeah, man.
I should.
Just see how
I
far this
should.
gets.
I'd be like, James,
You're a bit
something
spicy.
you need to tell us?
You know,
Something you need to
Marshall,
tell us?
Marshall,
What kind of
maybe-
partnership did you and Chill
maybe
have?
you need to
Marshall,
tell
is
us
there
something,
you
man.
need to tell us? Is there
Maybe
something
you need
need
to tell us something, mate.
This is on
Oh shit, bro. I'm glad he's fit though. So good for him. Obviously we want him to stay fit. This was just let's also put into context, guys. I know he didn't play the entire game of it, but he was involved in that game where there was a delay and all that, and you know, it's just I know he wasn't directly involved, but he's been in pretty much every single game. Actually, yeah, did he get benched at all this Club World Cup? No, right? He's played every game.
What he's played, yeah.
As in
pretty
started,
sure he's
yeah,
played every game.
up until the game yesterday, he started every game.
Yeah. He's been very fit. That's why I wasn't like yesterday. Like I felt like Enzo just maybe took him off like to be like safe and not risk it. If he's not 100%, don't risk it. It's not worth it.
No, I
like
agree.
we can do a job without him surely. Like I mean, like we've been doing this for a good while, but like in the season, like start of the season, we've been doing a good job. So yeah.
Yeah. The other reason too, I would say, by the way, with Estevau, the other reason. So I said this yesterday. I tweeted it out. Like this is gonna be like a big test for Estevau. Because if Estevau can cook us, which he had moments, right? If he can cook Chelsea, third best defense in the Premier League, then you can probably do it in the Prem. I'm not saying I mean, you could even be an out-and-out starter if you're cooking Chelsea. Let's see how consistent you can be. I'm not putting that pressure on him, but based on yesterday's game, and I'm looking at Cucurella because he mostly went on Cucurella's side. Cucurella, I think, is like the standard in terms of like a good Premier League defender, Premier League left back, protecting the wide spaces. I think Estevau's performance against Cucurella showed that. Don't think Estevao is ready to be an out-and-out starter for Chelsea, but he's definitely going to stay in the team. He's definitely going to be used as a weapon that we can bring in the sub, or some games where we're going to have different approaches to the game. Like, I think Estevau doesn't go out on loan next season. I think he stays at Chelsea. I don't know.
Oh, 100% he doesn't go out on loan. And like, I mentioned this in Joey's group chat earlier. Like, it's what I said earlier. Fundamentally, he is so solid already that all he really needs to learn is like the league specific stuff, like a little bit of the physicality, a little bit of like that understanding of like you can't take a million touches on the ball, when to release it, stuff like that, which he can't learn yet. He can't learn the stuff he needs to learn for this league at the moment, just because he's not playing in the league. So he's going to be absolutely fine. Like, he's not going to start from day one. I wouldn't expect him to at 18 with a new confidence and a new league, but he is going to be absolutely fine. I have like no worries.
CP, what do you think, since you've been a big advocate for Estevau?
I told you, he's this season, beginning of the season, he's a bench impact, and I don't understand how JC is saying SL starting day one when we literally did a fan call-in, and you were saying, Marshall, wasn't JC in the fan call-in, and didn't he say, hey, I don't see what the hype is about with Estevau, and this man
I'm gonna be honest.
fucking 2 days ago.
I'm going to be so honest. I'm looking at JC.
Brother, what is it?
I don't understand the system, but Estevau at 18 is going to understand the system immediately, and that's why he's going to start day one. Okay, that's cool. Makes sense.
No, more, dude. Scott, JC literally joined the fan call-in and told me, yo, yeah. So it's a one good game against Chelsea.
JC, you didn't watch other games. I'm gonna be so honest. JC, you just didn't watch other games.
Brother,
you just didn't watch other games. I'm being straight up with you. You just didn't watch the other games.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree
even
with
said
Scott on
that's
this one.
JC. When I said he was playing out of position as the
A lot of
left
players are
wing,
sweating to be
he
honest.
didn't have
Everything he did, by the way, everything he did against Cucurella and Chelsea, he did against Porto.
The
only thing he didn't
He
do
did
was
it
score.
better in those other games, to be honest.
Marshall, didn't I say during the call-in he's playing left wing? And JC did admit, he's like, it could be he's playing left wing, but he's like, I don't see it right now. He's not ready for Chelsea. He's not ready.
Yeah, I
to
actually remember this conversation.
And
Yeah, you're ringing a bell.
This was the fan calling because he literally told me, yeah, and then literally this game, and now he's starting day one. Brother, I am the only one in this from the compared to the chat keeping it the same agenda. I've been the one backing him from the start, and I'm saying he's not a starter yet. He will be by mid-season. If we don't get Kudus, I'm saying as an example, he will be starting by mid-season.
Like, I would say this is probably his worst game. You take away the goal.
No, it wasn't.
If you take
I would
away
say
the
last
goal,
game was his worst game. I would say last game was his worst game.
I don't think I watched the last game properly. The worst game I've seen him have was against Inter Miami. Like, he was better against us than he was against Inter Miami. I'll say that much.
I don't know about that one. I'd have.
I think last game was his worst game. Not the Chelsea one. The one before was his worst. But yeah, this was a good game.
In terms of this game, the only highlights I can think of, because I'm not going to say he was horrible. I think he had some. Okay, he's causing Cucurella trouble. I remember the one play where he's taking Cucurella inside and Cucurella's following him the whole time, and he's like staying up with him. Like, that was a big highlight for him, like making Cucurella really struggle like that. And it created a chance, but nothing came of it. And then the goal, obviously. But look at the stats. Like, didn't get dribble past. Like, he didn't dribble past Cucurella.
Do you know why?
No, we
do you
were
know why
double
that was,
teaming him
to an extent, and because there was a couple moments. The reason why he didn't get dribble past, and I'm not saying that, like,
big up Don Hussam. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anyone coming in, be sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel. We are talking about our Club World Cup match that happened yesterday against Palmeiras, and making our way to the semifinal against Fluminense. Go ahead, Scott. Finish what you were saying.
I was going to say, the thing that, this isn't me saying Cucurella did a bad thing here, but the reason why he didn't get dribble past is, like, he was giving him like 2 or 3 yards of space every time he got the ball.
Yeah.
Like, he was stepping off him, so he wasn't getting touch tight all the time. Which, like I said, I'm not saying he was wrong to do that, but that's like why he wasn't allowing himself to get tight. Pause a lot of the time, because like Estevau has that ability to get past him. But he was like, Estevau was very good. I think the thing that was weird with the Estevau thing, at least for like some of the first half, and I don't know why their manager did this, is he was playing a lot more centrally, like for at least half of that first half. for some
Yeah, he
reason.
started off central. You're right. Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, he
but he
was.
got so much better when he actually went to the right hand side, like properly,
Yeah.
and was picking the ball up on the right hand side. It was a bit weird. But no, he's like I said, he's gonna be an incredible player. Like, obviously, don't want to put too much pressure on him immediately, but like I said, he's gonna be fine in this league. I've got no doubts about him. I've got no doubts about Santos. I've got no doubts about most of the guys we've actually signed in terms of.
The glaze sash, is that? Are you finished, mate?
My guy hasn't spoken for like an hour, and then comes in with nonsense.
Because I only feel of nonsense once I disagree with something. That's when the nonsense comes in for me. In general, because like I don't speak for me when it comes to this. Well, I said this before. Even my good friend CP said it. My what's it called? Expectations of him are on the floor. In the sense that I don't expect anything from you. This is your first season. Just do what you gotta do. If that makes sense, right? Just learn your trade, learn the country, learn about how cold it can be at times, learn about how crazy the temperature can turn at times, the weather, stuff like that. Learn about the way teams play against us, and that's all I expect from you. You know, I don't expect anything.
Can I ask you a question? Did any of what you just said contradict anything that I just said?
Yeah, because you know you were just saying.
No, I didn't.
Because
my exact words. My exact words.
You said
he's going to be fine. My exact words.
He's going to be fine, and I'm not saying he's going to be fine. I'm saying to you, listen, he needs to learn. He's gonna. So for me, that's a different terminology, isn't it? So
you think he's going to flop?
No, I think it's going to be a bit of a slow start. In my personal opinion, I think it's going to start a lot more slow.
That's fine. Is he? Do you think he's going to get to the point of being a good player in this team?
Yes, but I think it's going to take.
That's my point. Is I'm not expecting it to go well straight away. I'm saying he will be fine in this team. I have no worries about him.
I don't know if it's going to be with this team or if it could be the team in a year or two. Because at Chelsea, you never know what team you're going to be getting.
Bro, you're like the worst fucking politician I've ever met in my life.
Listen, I'm just saying.
Dude, when was the Keir Starmer, man? Fucking hell, after the election.
Listen, man. The one thing about me, man, I win elections, innit? So shout out to Keir Starmer too.
What do you mean?
She gets on election.
You lost the Jackson Sting and Chelsea election. You're losing no matter what.
I said Mike was gonna stay. I said Jackson was gonna leave. Then after some of the subs before Joao Pedro, I thought he was gonna stay because I was surprised by the deal that we made for at the time. I think it was getting.
You think he's going to be the starter over all the wingers we've got and the one that's rumored to be coming in?
No. This is before we got Joao Pedro and stuff like that. In my personal opinion.
No, I'm talking about JC's comment. I'm talking about if he thinks he's a starter by default when we already have Neto, who the manager trusts on a regular basis. We have Gitten, who the manager trusts.
Yeah, but essentially, listen.
Play out wide. Hang on. We've got Palmer can play out wide. We might be getting Kudus. There's not a chance in hell. There's not a chance in hell that Estevau starts.
Brother, Santos started and he had a breakout season, and the manager said he needs to be better.
Irregardless for me, listen, we know what's gonna happen. Like, we need to be a bit more realistic in terms of how is it. Listen, he's gonna take a season to embed. I think you're gonna probably maybe start seeing him if things go as good as it possibly can towards the middle to the end. That's when it's gonna start. And also one thing I do want to add in general is just that again. When it comes to Chelsea, when it comes to all these discussions about attackers, okay, I think we should hold off on that until we see what happens really in the market. Because all we know, we probably could be getting 2 attackers in, or it could just be 1 more coming in, depending on the outgoings.
Saying he's already better than Neto, by the way, based on 1 game, is fucking ludicrous when you didn't rate him.
Ridiculous. He's not starting over Neto.
I don't get that's what I'm saying. After we had a fan call in, and now I'm hearing shouts that this man's
ridiculous.
Brother.
I'm gonna be real. I don't really listen to JC. This is the same dude who keeps telling me every time Gusto drops a stinker, it's we can't focus on Gusto. We have to focus on the team. But all he wanted to do is talk about Santos yesterday and about how he wasn't performing. I see your game. It's fine. I see your game.
Marshall, I wasn't hallucinating, right? He joined the fan call and I was saying, Estevau, I don't see the vision. I don't see this. You know, he was okay.
No, it's probably going to be Gittins on the left and Neto on the right. And we'll leave it at that until Estevau gets more games.
I think the only way Neto starts on the left is if we get Kudus.
Yeah, and that could be a possibility as well. Like, you know, we're gonna talk about all this tomorrow. I actually am gonna do a show. I'm gonna do a show a little earlier than usual, just because I do have to go and perform that night, but I can make it work. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be something that happens tomorrow. We'll discuss it all. What other players do I need to talk about? Chalaba with the assist. Chalaba had a solid performance yesterday. I think he's only played one other game, and I think that was. He wasn't in Tunis, was he? No, it wasn't him in Tunis. I think it was him in Flamengo. I think he played in Flamengo.
I'm losing count now.
Genuinely don't remember
the score.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Flamengo. It was him in Flamengo. Yep. So obviously not a good game for him in that one, in the defense in general. But yeah, he was involved in the Flamengo game. I think he was losing the ball a few times. It involved one of the plays that led up to a goal. But he definitely needed a game like this. He had one moment where I think it was a mistake, but he recovered from it. Overall, controlled the match from what he needed to do. Yeah, I think he had a good game as well. Yeah, he was passing the ball like nothing. I can't really complain about Chalaba. He was good. He was good. Winning aerial battles as well. Who else can I discuss in yesterday's game? Cucurella, we just talked about. Sanchez had a decent game. I guess this is the part where we can talk about some of the subs that came on. And I got to say, Joao Pedro, we talked about. He was good. I don't think KDH had enough time to do anything. Asugo didn't do anything. Nani. And we'll end on this one. And we could probably talk about the manager as well. But Nani. Madueke. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating that everything he's trying to do, everything he attempts, gets blocked. Nothing came off of him yesterday. Let me look at his success attempts.
Like he could dribble past. Like I remember there was one point here he dribbled past the man, took extra touches, where when he crossed it he was outside the lines, and so it was a goal kick. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
The
also,
highlight of his cameo
Weverton
yesterday,
save that hit the post, like
yeah, that was the highlight of his.
Solid.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't. Yeah.
That's as much as I can say.
But here's the thing: it wasn't a shit performance, but it wasn't. It was mid, which is good, because it wasn't great. Where this management might be like, oh, we want to keep him, but not shit. Where Arsenal are like, do we want to buy him? So this was perfect. Yesterday was perfect for us in general, because we saw our upcoming guy ball out. We saw the guy who wants to be sold be mid, where he was beating his man, so they can still believe like they can improve him, but not actually doing anything with it. So I'll take it.
So again, he's not my boy, but I have defended Nani in terms of there is a good player there, whether you want to believe it or not. There's a good player there. The decision making has been holding him back. I think yesterday's performance showed just he's not quick enough. He's not quick enough to make these decisions. If he's a half second quicker, or is like a Gittins where he knows what he's gonna do immediately, you're not that predictable. You don't get blocked that often. You don't get intercepted that often. Like, so that was part of his problem yesterday. In terms of like, you know, being attacking, going forward as a winger, like he's not like Sancho, where Sancho's will beat the man and then he passes it back. No, like he'll try to go for a goal. He almost scored yesterday. Like, let's be real. He almost scored yesterday. Didn't, but you know, it almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. But like, regardless, like he scores that, we have a whole different discussion, you know. But he didn't, and obviously we'll talk about his move to Arsenal tomorrow more so. But he's a player that I've been saying now for a while. Like if he goes, all right, I'm not gonna be devastated by it. But if he stays, there's potential for him to be a good player, but he needs to figure it out. He's also playing on the left, so I gotta kinda, and I mean this when I literal, like listen to my words, people. I kinda give him the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, at Chelsea in this system, you need to be versatile in both wings. Like I don't like it when wingers are only capable of playing one wing. We had that with Pulisic, where Pulisic was basically useless on the right. But he can only play the left wing.
No, Pulisic was like could play on the right though. Like he played on the right when he came through at Dortmund.
Did he?
Yeah.
But at Chelsea, though,
Yeah.
I don't remember him having many good games on the right. I
No,
remember
he
him struggling a lot.
played on the
right?
right for Dortmund like before we bought him. That's why he came through.
Mm.
Yeah, he only really played on the left like before we bought him for the US.
Mhm.
And I'll be real, I don't really care. Like if a winger can only play one side, I'm fine with that. Just be good on that side. Like this idea you need to play on both sides is nonsense. Because like to me, it's like Salah, for example. Salah was the best player in the league last season. He can't play on the left because if he plays on the left, he can't do like 90% of the things he's good
But
at.
here's the thing, Yandu. This is where balance comes into it, right? This is what like the bread and butter of my channel. He did have a good performance against Everton. He did have a good performance against Liverpool. He just hasn't had it since. If he can do that more often, then cool. This is what I mean. Like he's had good performances. He has had games where it's like it's the Nani show. This whole playing him on the left wing thing, I want to see it done though. Like it's done. It's not it's not a fluke. There's a good player there, but it's decision making.
The thing is with Nani is like because even yesterday there was a couple moments when he was on the left wing where like he creates space for himself and like it's just the issue is his execution of things. Ivana, shut your fucking mouth, bro. I'm tired of listening to you comment. But like he had a couple moments. Like there was a moment where he gets past the defender and he puts a cross in, but the execution of the cross is so bad. Yeah. Like I think it hits the first man. So the decision making is there sometimes for him. It's just the like execution of things. Like he can see something what he wants to do, just can't execute it.
Yeah, I've seen some of the ideas he had last night. Like I was like, okay, I saw what you were trying to do, but you're just too late.
100%, and it's just like the couple of times where like there's that split second of pause, like the chance he has at the end. Like if he tries to take that quicker, he probably scores that.
Yeah.
Like he takes a half second too long, and then he hits the post.
That was literally
him all night last night. He has to shoot it slightly wider because the defender has now stepped across and blocked where he could shoot. So yeah, it's just at the end of the day, I think where it is with Nani, and I think it's a case with a few of these players that we've had of like they're not bad players, they've just kind of reached their shelf life at this football club. Like it's the same with him, it's the same with Jackson, it's the same with I'm trying to think who else we've got in the team that's kind of reached that point. It's probably others that I'm blanking on. I just can't think of any. There's probably a couple of centre backs we've got, like Badiashile, for example. Like he's probably like he's a decent player, but if there's a potential upgrade, he's reached his shelf life. But he's not someone I'm actively trying to push out the club. Robert Sanchez as well. I know I crash it on him a lot of the time, but he has reached his shelf life at this football club. So I think it's just time for an upgrade, and like I think Kudus is an upgrade. I do think as well you have got the possibility if they don't want to go and get Kudus, because I saw that apparently there's been a tweet from Ornstein tonight, which I saw a couple of hours ago, that a bid from Tottenham's been turned down, but apparently in the tweet he like his preference is Tottenham.
Apparently, yeah.
But like if they want to do something else, like if the plan is to go and like, have Neto and Estevau on the right, and you want to go and get something else like for the number 10, then cool. There's like the backup to Palmer instead. And you have like Joao Pedro and Gittins as the two left winger kind of options, especially if you're going to do this like 4-2-2, whatever it is still. But yeah, like I think, like as I said, I just think you need to upgrade on him. However you're going to do that just depends on what they want to go for. If it is Kudus, cool. If it is, I don't think it will be, but an Ekatike, because you want to go and get another striker, because you've, as I said, I think you think you can go Joao Pedro on the left. Then cool. Like, as I'll keep the same energy of all these players. If we're getting rid of them, fine. The replacements have to be better. Like, if next season, if Gittins sucks just as much as Madueke did this season, then I'm not really feeling like, unless he's not the starter, then who gives a shit? But like, if these guys aren't better than what they're replacing, then there was no point spending that money in the first place, if that makes sense. Part of the reason why, like, I'm not too bothered anymore if Chalobah gets sold. Like, I'd like him to stay, but if he leaves, he leaves. Because Tosin, like, has been so good and, like, he's stepped up. So all of a sudden, if we do go and get someone who's better, Tosin then takes the place of, like, the next man up on the bench that Chalobah probably would have had. So that's why I'm cool with Chalobah going. I wouldn't be cool with Chalobah going if currently Disasi was playing week in, week out. Because he reeks. Because he bin juice.
Yeah. You really like that word now, don't you?
Oh, it's funny as fuck.
I think, like, and this is what I mean. Like, I think that was a very fair assessment of Nani. And then you have people that say, like, he's got no finesse shot. It's like, brother,
he's definitely got a finesse shot. He just doesn't use it.
Do we not remember the
enough.
Leicester goal? Like,
yeah, I think the differentiation of this is like he's got the ability to like finesse shots.
Learn
he
how
doesn't
words
use
work,
them
people.
anywhere near enough.
Exactly.
I think that's what I'd say. Like he just doesn't use them enough, and I think that's the issue. And it's like
Pete.
There's like a couple players like that where like they have a skill because you've seen them do it before. Like Noni has done that before. You know he has it. They don't utilize it anywhere near enough. So it gets to the point where people just don't think that he has that skill. No, he has that skill.
Yeah.
He just like he just doesn't utilize it enough. Anywhere near enough. And I think part of that does come with him playing on the left, but even when he's playing on the right, he doesn't utilize it enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to see if he's improved on the right next time he gets a chance to play on the right. But right now, with the way Neto's form is, I would not want to disrupt that at all. Like, keep Neto on the right until he can't play it for whatever reason. So at that point, I'm just like, you know what? No, I at that point just play Gittins when he's ready to play, like, and the season starts, because I know he can't play during the Club World Cup. Or have Joao Pedro be on the left, you know, like just I rather that. Attackers don't fix decision making. Yeah.
There's certain things when it comes to like, there's certain things when it comes to decision making that they can work on, but yeah, there's certain things that what's it called? There's certain things that when it comes to decision making, like you can't teach. Like for example, when it comes to strikers, that killer instinct, you cannot teach that as a striker. You cannot teach that. You will never teach that. That comes with time.
Too. Palmer on the left could work as well.
No.
We saw it. I thought he was good.
Palmer on the left was fine when
the Benfica, yeah.
You didn't have anyone else there. We've now got Joao Pedro who can play there, and I'd prefer to play
yeah, exactly. If you have Joao Pedro, just put Joao Pedro there, you know. But that could be an option as well. Like, I like that we have now, like, with just these 3 signings, I feel like we've really, really bolstered the attack in a sense of, like, we have a lot of weapons we could use now, which is great. A lot of combinations to try out now to see how it works against certain opposition. Like, I like where the squad building is kind of going. I do want to sell players though. Players need to go though. Like we need to really, really sell players and start to really thin that squad out a little bit, especially because of the whole UEFA thing, right? Like we need to do better with that. So, yeah, and Palmer's not going to go on the left. It was just one of those games where he happened to be playing on the left. So it's just a tool at our disposal that which we could use from time to time, but it won't be often. I guess the last thing to talk about is Maresca. Maresca, really. He's doing well. He's doing his homework and he's getting far in this tournament. I think do we give him praise for getting into the semifinal, or was this kind of expected, or I don't know?
This was not expected. Like absolutely not, because like no one expected like anyone trying to use that fucking stupid like that argument about expectations. Did anyone expect us to get to the semi-final? No, because not a single person on this planet outside of Benfica fans thought they were beating Bayern Munich. Not a single person thought that. Not a single person thought we were going to get absolutely dominated by Flamengo to then have the opportunity to play against an average Benfica side, Palmeiras, who we like handled really well, and then have to play Fluminense in the semi-finals. Like, no one thought Fluminense was getting to the semi-finals. Let's be completely honest here. If you did, you're a liar. Exactly. So, like, at the end of the day, it's impressive. It's definitely impressive. Like, that's not like us getting to where we are is not. I'm not taking away from what we've done, because at the end of the day, we still have to perform. Like, you still had to turn it around against Benfica from the players and the manager perspective after those delays, after that nonsense at the end, after everything. You had to, like, turn it all around there. You had to come against the Palmeiras team, who are very good. Like, don't get it twisted. These Brazilian teams, they take this competition Seriously, they have played
Very
really well
much.
this competition. You saw what the last Brazilian team did against us. So like, there's potentially mentally that thought in the back of your mind of like, are they going to play the same way? And they didn't in the first half. At least second half, they were a lot more in our face, but we handled it. You know. So yeah, I've got to give massive credit to the players and Maresca for more than anything, just mentality. Like that's been the biggest thing on show this tournament from a Chelsea perspective is mentality. We have stepped up massively from what we've done in terms of previously. Like even the end of the season, yes, it was good from a mentality perspective, but I don't even think it was this good. It feels like there's been a complete shift in that little 2-3 week break between the end of the season and the start of the Club World Cup, and it's been really nice to see. And then just the experimentation as well, like the fact we've now got something else we can use in terms of that. Like
we have a different formation we could use.
Because we saw it a little bit last season, but it was only ever really when Joao Pedro. I keep getting these guys.
Felix.
Too many
Joaos.
Or it was only when Felix came into the team, because even when Nkunku came into the team, he was playing like a winger, like a proper winger. It was only really when Felix came into the team. Like we saw it against Leicester, we saw it against. There's another team we played against it, and I can't remember who it was, but that was the only time we really saw this formation, and that was it. So now we've seen it's something we can use with Joao Pedro coming into the team, with Nkunku actually stepping up and playing that way. Obviously, I think he'll be sold anyway, but it is what it is with Palmer being able to play in that left 10 kind of spot. So yeah, it's nice to see. Like we've managed to actually, despite the lack of preparation from a like a sporting directors and transfers perspective before the tournament, it genuinely seems like Maresca and the players have used this tournament to better themselves mentally, tactically, on the pitch, everything. Which is nice to see. Because, like as I said, I think going into this tournament, I would say the preparation from off the pitch is woeful. Like, let's be completely blunt. Like our only actual signing didn't get done.
You're muffled.
Am I?
There you go. You're good now.
I was saying the only signing we got prior to that wasn't done prior to the window opening was the lap. Outside of that is Sarr, who's 5th choice centre back. It's Asuga, who's 5th choice midfielder, played like 30 minutes all top competition. And that was it. So considering we didn't really prepare from a transfer perspective or personnel perspective to see what the players and Maresca have done on the pitch, and off the pitch as well with the mentality stuff, is really nice to see.
Yeah, I agree. That's the thing. I seeing Levi Cole's comments after the game and stuff, and seeing how these players are like really, really putting a lot of effort. You could tell they're really trying. They're really trying in this tournament, and they want to win a trophy. I think that Conference League trophy instilled that taste now of like, we need to win trophies. We need to prove to people that, okay, Conference League, you weren't happy with that. That was a fluke. We were up against plumbers. You didn't think it was a real competition. Sure, whatever. Even though people were betting against us against Betis in the final. Now we're in Club World Cup. Even if you want to say our path to the final is the easiest, sure, it's still fucking difficult Brazilian teams. These are the same Brazilian teams. This is the same Brazilian team in Fluminense that drew against Dortmund. This is the same Brazilian team in Flamengo that actually had a good game against Bayern. I'm not gonna lie. Like Bayern, at the end of the day, luck was kind of on their side. That some of the shots they pulled off, their chances, they were just clinical in the day. But they put up a good match against Bayern. Palmeiras, the same team that who did Palmeiras beat Porto, and then they ended up.
Porto, or did they draw with Porto? Oh, no, they beat Porto.
No, they did beat Porto, didn't they?
Yeah, they beat Porto. They drew with. Yeah, they beat Porto. They beat Al Ahly, and they drew with Inter Miami.
These are gonna be tough games, and this is a side of the bracket where, like, City went up against Al Hilal and then failed to, capitalize.
And then that you talk about Fluminense just performed against Al Hilal.
Yeah. So, I think that's why I said the other day, like, I agree with Pete. We must, because, like, bro, we have very winnable games, right? I'm also not disrespecting the opposition. But we must make it to the final because we were given a really good chance to make it there, right? But I'm also taking it one game at a time because I'm not gonna be embarrassed if we lose against Fluminense, depending on how we lose, right? If we lose against Fluminense, I won't be too embarrassed if we put up a fight.
I will a little bit, just like the only reason I say that is I think they're the weakest of the 3 Brazilian teams we will have faced.
That's what people are saying. That's what people
like.
are saying.
I think they are the weak, and that's not me saying they are weak, but of the 3 Brazilian teams we faced, I think that they are the worst of the 3. So I will be a bit annoyed if we don't beat them. That being said, if we get to the final, I'll be annoyed, obviously, if we don't win, but I won't be like if we just lose to the better team, like if we face Real Madrid, if we face PSG, and they are just the better team, it is what it is, right? But at least get to the final. Like, we have to get to the final, in my opinion.
Yeah. And unfortunately, ladies and gents, I will not be able to attend the final. It really sucks. Fucking.
Why?
If we get to the final, I won't be able to attend because I already committed a show with my band, and I don't want to. Unfortunately, I don't want to retract on that.
I wanted to. I couldn't come to the semis. I wanted to look at how much it was going to cost me to get to the final.
A flight.
Yeah, the flights are fucked, bro.
Bro, big up. I gotta say this: if he's watching, and Pete and all of us met him yesterday, big up CB. CB is a real one.
Yeah,
he flew from the UK and has been to every single Chelsea game here in the US, making it happen some way, somehow. It's like, god damn, bro. That's like he really does like really love Chelsea. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Chelsea, but if you're talking to me or CB and you're asking me like who loves Chelsea more, I'm giving it to CB, bro. I'm giving it to CB, bro. This guy bleeds blue. Like, he's a real Chelsea fan. He's crazy. Yeah. Cool guy, by the way. Really cool guy. I'm gonna have him on the channel one day. Just to chit chat with him. Because we hit it off. Like he needed a ride back to Jersey. So we did the 2-hour drive from Philly back to Jersey. I dropped him off and we chatted about Chelsea the whole time. We could have had our own podcast. Like, it was great. But
only a 2-hour drive? That's not far.
Bro, you know what I was thinking yesterday? I was talking to Pete about this. I was talking to everyone about this, actually. As much as we want to complain about like the stadiums they've been picking for this tournament and all this stuff, I think one thing I found out is that realistically, Philly, so Lincoln Financial and MetLife are all obviously going to be big stadiums, or one of the mostly used stadiums in the World Cup. Because you can watch a game, let's say you're in Philly, you can watch a game in the morning, right? And then you can drive down to MetLife and watch an evening game. And it's probably gonna that's probably how they're gonna have it set up.
Yeah.
One's gonna have an evening game, one's gonna have a morning game, so you can travel between both. It's not a bad drive. Like, it's 2 hours. So yeah, it's definitely, it's gonna be an interesting turnout for the World Cup, how they're gonna set that up and all that. But yeah, I was chatting to CB about the game and all that. It was nice to watch, and like I said, I think we get to the final. I will be watching, unfortunately, from Philadelphia because I have to play a show in Philadelphia. I even try to see if I can go to the game and then travel immediately, but then I probably get stuck in traffic, and then I probably wouldn't make my show, and then I look really bad, and yeah, it sucks.
Boo this man.
I know, it sucks.
All I want to say is, Chelsea, if you're listening, if you men win the Club World Cup, get your bank accounts ready for a lot of Chelsea fans to buy the new kit with that because I am waiting. Trust Chelsea. I am waiting to spend money on you. If you win that thing and I see that badge, I mean the crest or whatever it is on the jersey, oh God bless, I'm ready. I'm saving some money to spend on you, Chelsea. Come on.
Should I get that third kit with the badge and no sponsor? Like, I'm worried the sponsor's gonna come and ruin that shirt.
I know. That's why I'm waiting. Please, no sponsor. Give me no sponsor third kit. And
we've turned the corner so quick. We're like, no sponsor, please no sponsor.
Yeah. Well, no, like, I want a sponsor, but just make it in time for after the club. Like, give me 3 days after the Club World Cup crest is on the one without a logo, without a sponsor. I'm ready to pay some cash.
I'm assuming.
How much are tickets to the final?
Let's take a look together, chat.
Hey, let's go.
Just depress
Yeah.
myself.
No, because aren't the semifinal tickets like $13 or something? I've been
Yeah,
seeing.
but like I think
so-
CJ was saying earlier on Lewis's stream, it's $40 for the semifinal.
Yesterday, apparently, the day of the game. Yesterday, there were like top row tickets for like $11 in the Philly game.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was dirt cheap. Now the final. So Jimmy ended up getting us tickets because he was
For the final?
available. Yeah, like not for the semi.
Okay, but okay.
So for the semi,
That doesn't make me feel quite as bad if they're that much.
yeah, for the semi, it was like 60-ish bucks each
That's affordable.
around like top row. So we got those, but I think depending if PSG go, it won't be that expensive to the final. If Real Madrid go to the final, the price is gonna get hiked.
Okay.
But
Fuck,
as
but I
of
want
right
to play
now-
Real Madrid.
I know.
Yeah, I don't
that's
feel
the,
quite
that's
as
the
bad
shitty
now.
part. So let's just say one ticket, right? Let me go ahead and show you guys on my screen right now. Here we go. The cheapest one is almost $500. Yeah, and that's not even a bad section. That's like this club section. But yeah, it's an expensive ticket.
How expensive are bottom level ones then? Like these ones? Yeah, all these bottom level ones. Sorry, what? Sorry, wait. Did I see the number correct?
Jesus.
What the
Christ.
fuck?
No, that's fucked.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. No, I'm good. I'm
Oh, look
good.
at that, 800.
Wow, so cheap. Wow, it's like they're giving it away.
That's a deal.
Like they're giving it away. Hey, boy,
Oh my god, 5,000 in this area. Oh, this is right behind the I think that's
Oh,
where
the
the players are
benches,
going to be.
yeah.
I think it's right behind the benches. Which I've been on the opposite end of the bench each game and I'm like, god damn it, I wish I could kind of be there. This isn't that bad. 400 for this level. I don't know. You kind of want to be up in these 200s, 300
Okay,
levels anyway.
Peter says, wait till 2 days before.
Jimmy got it off of here. Because again, like it depends on the game. If you go, let's see, I'll show you MetLife Luminez Chelsea.
Oh my
These aren't-
god, 13.
these aren't
That's
bad.
Fucking insane.
What the fuck? Oh, I wish there's no way I can.
Wait, check
I
lower
forgot
levels.
that.
Let's check lower levels now. Just want to compare. 44.
Yeah, people
Brother!
they're trying to really sell it. They're trying to really
Brother!
fill
Let me depress myself. Fuck it.
the
Let me check
Bro,
something.
go
Let me
behind
just
the
check something.
benches because those are 5,000 for the final.
Let me just check something.
Only
They're still
oh,
expensive as shit.
wait, 100
Not
for
bad.
tickets that are 5,000. Fucking hell! Oh my god, that's cheap compared to.
What time's the game on Tuesday?
It's,
3
okay, see you
p.m.
there, Scott. See you there, Scott.
Yeah, people are reselling their ticket. It's honestly, yo, that's what it is. It's people selling their tickets because they committed ahead of time. All of these red ones are resale tickets, so they're selling
Never
it for
mind.
dirt cheap.
Marshall, would you like to know
Sure.
how much a direct flight, if I was trying to go to the semi-final,
Yeah,
would
here
you
we
like
go,
to know how much
here we go.
a direct flight from London to JFK?
1,200 pounds. 1,200 pounds.
Yes.
I
Oh my
know my
days.
prices. I fucking know my prices. I fucking know my.
First one I found.
Yeah.
Actually, I might have found. Oh no, that gets me too late. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about season ticket prices getting raised. Yeah.
Bro,
So, hey, listen, people, if you're in the US, if you can make it happen, you can see Chelsea in the semifinal of Club World Cup for fucking dirt cheap.
That's Tuesday. I have work. Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like if I could,
I kind
if there was actually like fairly like unexpensive or
RSM's
non-expensive
already going to
flights,
be here.
I would genuinely debate it, but I don't think I get it off work. But I'm not paying. I haven't got £1,200.
We're behind the net. I know.
No,
that.
like the finals, the finals fucked as well. I checked earlier. It's £800 for a direct flight,
Damn, these tickets went down in price.
and then it's 400.
No, but Scott, for me, I'm in Toronto. It's a
Oh, yeah, for
$200 ticket down for me to go.
Yeah,
to
for
New
you
York.
it's calm. All right, I have to pay $800 and then another $400 for a fucking ticket.
A ticket, yeah, that's true. That's
crazy. Yeah. I mean, you never know. Day of flight, like they could go down in price. And yeah. Hey, if you come down though, if anyone listen, I'm on Discord. If anyone is coming from the UK, let me know. We'll try to link up. Try to make it happen. But yeah, it's after that I don't know what's gonna happen for the final. Like I just won't be able to make it. Unfortunately, it's so
Eminem halftime show.
JC, do you think I'm just made out of money? Like, brother, I wasn't thinking about doing. I was just thinking about doing the group stages. That's it. All of this happened to fall on my lap. Like, I ended up actually. We ended up getting good prices for these tickets because these tickets weren't expected to go down. They've been really trying to get attendance for these games. So like this Real Madrid game, if it's Real Madrid in the final, the prices are gonna go up because people want to see Real Madrid.
Yeah, they have all the stars.
Yeah, there's not that big of a PSG fandom, I don't think, in Jersey, but who knows? I might be proven wrong. But yeah, I wish I can go to the final. I can't. I can't do that to my band. That'd be really shitty. If I can make it work somehow, maybe, but who knows? I need a miracle. Plus, on top of it, I would have to leave before the trophy.
Well, hey,
if we
Drogba did score the header near stoppage time, so miracles have happened before Marshall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the link-up plan was last minute as fuck too.
Okay.
Yeah, because Pete wasn't even planning to be there. Pete was planning to go to Georgia. He ended up having to cancel that. So yeah. Yeah, that being said, only what, three days? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, 3 days until the game.
What time is it? For Eastern time? What is it?
For sure. Eastern time is 3 p.m.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay.
Yeah, 3 p.m. So it won't be too late for the people watching internationally, at least from the UK.
Yeah,
or
no more, bro. Marshall, I had work this morning at 9 a.m. I didn't get to sleep till 4 a.m.
Yikes! Yikes! You're lucky we didn't go into extra time.
Oh, bro, when I saw the tweet, by the way, because you know there's that tweet like a few hours before about there was lightning storm. I was like, I swear, if there's a delay,
nah,
I'm
PY is trying to get engagement farming, bro. It's crazy. Lightning storm the night before, like, brother, come on.
Yeah, I'm so glad about that we didn't have any delays or nothing, because I couldn't have done it.
That's actually a good question. Do the 2 red cards make PSG easier than Real Madrid?
It depends on if they're extended, because like if the Pacho one is extended, yes, because he's one of their starting centre backs. But the thing is like they're only going to be missing for the next game, as of right now.
Isn't it 2?
No, so I'm pretty sure it's 1 in tournament play. I think it's 1 for a straight red card, unless it gets extended for any reason.
Lucas Hernandez is not a big difference. He's a bench player anyway.
Yeah, no, but Pacho is out.
Yeah, so for Pacho, because they could decide to add a game on for serious foul play or for violent. Like, I think no.
I don't think he's going to be eligible to play the rest of the tournament. There's no way.
Well, he's definitely banned for the next game.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's guaranteed, but I think it's only a 1 game ban.
Yeah. It was a straight red though. Like I don't know.
Yeah, but I still think for. Let me have a look.
I'll be honest. I still want. Actually, no. You know what? I'm just not going to say anything into the universe right now. Fuck it.
I've just had a look. Even if it's a straight red card, it's only the one. Like it's only 1 game, but further sanctions can be added on. Yeah. So we're kind of hoping that one or both of them, preferably Pacho, is like suspended for another game.
Yeah, even then, I mean, it's good. We'll see. We'll see. Against Fluminense, 1 game at a time. I think we should be able to win, but I'm not going to underestimate Thiago Silva. I'm not going to underestimate that team's ability to counter. I think we should be fine. And then I think Real Madrid is our best shot of winning the whole thing. If we go up at PSG, I still think we lose. Even though this PSG team hasn't been as good as they were in the beginning of the tournament. I don't know if tired legs is trying to play a factor. I don't think they've been as sharp, but you never know. To be fair, too, like the ref, Anthony Taylor was horrible. Anthony Taylor, I think literally, Anthony Taylor literally said, "I want Harry Kane to win," and did everything he could for Harry Kane. Like it was wild to me. 2 red cards in the last 10 minutes, and he would try to charge a penalty. I was like, bro, I am so happy VAR isn't letting this happen, and that he has to now hold his head, like have his head down, announcing he got a call wrong. It's not a penalty. Fuck off, dude. Ruining that game. That PSG game didn't need to have 2 red cards. I don't even think Lucas Hernandez is red. The Pacho one was definitely a red, but Lucas Hernandez was not a red.
Did you see the Madrid game?
I was falling asleep to it, so then I was like, you know what? Let me just get ready early. So I left around the 85th minute. I go to get the show ready right now, and I saw the score was 3-2. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Oh no, Courtois had to make a fucking Courtois save.
Did he make a last minute save? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Fucking A, dude.
All I'm saying is that defense.
No, Hoysen's another one. He got sent off. He got a red card.
Yep.
So if we get Hoysen, has been pretty good for them this tournament, for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be a big blow for them, in my opinion, as well. If we go into the final, because it's gonna be what Asensio is gonna probably be shoved into that position again. Because he's back from his suspension.
They played Tchouaméni as centre back today, didn't they?
Yeah. No, they've been doing that for a while.
I thought he was
they
like a left back.
No, they played Tchouaméni.
You're thinking about Camavinga.
Yeah, you're thinking about the other black guy.
I think it was Tchouaméni.
Tchouaméni's never played
got
that.
the afro.
Yep, he's never played.
Actually, no. Today they played Hoysen and Rudiger, and then Frank Garcia and Trent today, and then Tchouaméni, Arthur Goulart, Valverde, and then Jude, and then the striker Garcia and Vinny.
As far as I'm aware. Vinny was horrible, bro. Vinny's been having a horrible tournament. No one wants to talk about that, actually. Low key, he's kind of been having a horrible tournament.
Yeah, he had one good game, but other than that, not 1.5 good games, but nothing special from Vinny. But yeah. Mbappe has been on smoke.
But, yeah, Mbappe's Mbappe. Yeah. You saw that miss from Vinny today, though?
Yeah. Also, dude, this new Garcia.
Bro, that was Nani. They would have wanted him sold, even though they already do.
Yeah, it's because Vinny's also like scored in 2 Champions League finals. So,
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can do it against the mighty Chelsea.
Dude, he's done it before during the comeback. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, shit. No, not during the comeback. He didn't do it during the comeback.
He got an assist during the comeback.
All right, fair enough. By the way, if you guys didn't see the vlog, I don't know if I mentioned this in the vlog. Bro, the bar I went to, there was just a fucking chanting match between Palmeiras fans and Chelsea fans. As soon as I walked in, you could hear it from outside the bar. I was like, this is fucking nuts. I feel like there's going to be a bar fight going down any minute now, and I kind of don't want to be here. It was wild. It was tense. But, yeah. If you guys haven't done so already in the chat, check out the match day vlog that I posted yesterday. And yeah, let me know your thoughts and everything. It was a fun one for sure. Everyone was there. Of course you made the vlog, bro. Yeah. I didn't edit pretty much. I kept mostly everything in there.
Yeah, you were in the vlog, Peter. I saw you. I saw the vlog.
Yeah, man. Someone even mentioned, like, what did they mention? Oh, yeah. I feel some type of way that Chelsea better win because it's the 4th of July and I'm rooting for an English team to win. Something like that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Send it over. It's
yeah.
there.
I thought, dude, Peter. Oh, actually,
Peter's tall, bro. Yo, you guys don't see like.
I thought I felt like he was 6'2", but the way the vlog was going, he looked like he was like a 6'6", 6'4" guy. I was like, damn.
Yeah, Pete, you said you were a goalkeeper. Yeah, he's a goalkeeper. So yeah, he played college ball and he's a goalkeeper. So good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why my man's ball knowledge is top tier. So. But yeah, man, he's tall.
I wasn't. No, dude. I said you were 6'2". I didn't say you were short. When did 6'2" become short, Peter? Oh yeah. Okay, good. You're 6'2". Okay, so the camera angle made you look like 6'4". Okay, bad.
All right.
Yeah, because I was like, dude, where did he get 2 to 4 inches?
Oh, I will also say while I'm at it, also make sure to check out Jimmy Spliff's vlog as well. He did a vlog himself as well. So check out my vlog. Check out Jimmy's vlog. You'll see us, all of us, in there. We had a great time yesterday. It was great to come out with a win. I also went on Chelsea Fan TV, so maybe did they post the video already?
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't checked. I saw Jimmy on there.
It's 45
I feel like I was
minutes
pretty
long.
drunk.
So
I'm not gonna lie.
You know how they usually chop it up for
Yeah,
each
yeah.
reactor? They didn't do that because I'm probably uploading wise. So they just did a 45-minute long one, of all the people. So you were there in, I think, 15 minutes in.
Oh, is that the same one that Jimmy's on?
I was rambling. Yeah,
Yeah, same one that Jimmy's on. Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, no, yeah. I pulled up with the Thiago Silva one just in case we lost two. I could flip it over real quick. Like, yeah, Thiago Silva.
Yeah, he pulled up in an art just in case.
He
I
pulled
no,
up in an R9.
was like, why is he wearing a Brazil R9 top?
He knew we were gonna be outnumbered. If Flamengo was any bro,
Palmeiras,
Flamengo was any test to see what this was gonna be like. Yeah,
for him, yeah.
Preview. Yeah,
Is he gonna do that for Fluminense too then?
And maybe I'm definitely going to Thiago Silva kid again for Fluminense. I ain't gonna
Oh yeah,
lie
do
to
the Thiago Silva kit.
you. Yeah, that one makes the most sense. Or I might give it to my dad just in case.
Because it's
and I'll just
Chelsea
wear it,
and it's still Thiago Silva, so best of both worlds.
Yeah, dude. It was a fun time. But yeah, ladies and gents, I will be attending the semifinal. So I have work, but I'm probably gonna hang out afterwards. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, by all means, let's try to link up. Hit me up on the Discord. If you're visiting from the UK or whatever, just let me know. All that fun stuff. I did meet some of the fans or some of the watchers of Casually FC over there as well in Philly, so that was cool. And yeah, we got to link up with a lot of people that we've been meeting online, and we don't actually get a chance to actually talk in person. I got to meet George Benson. I got to meet Alex
Goldberg.
Alex Goldberg. Yeah. I didn't get to vlog with them, but like, yeah, it was in passing. I got to meet both of them. So, yeah, maybe next time I'll vlog with them. But yeah, big up everyone. We're gonna go ahead and raid out to Sarcasm City. So if you guys haven't done so already, copy and paste the raid message. Let them know where you're coming from. We'll be back again on tomorrow to talk about Nani and the FFP and all that fun stuff that happened in the last week. Kudos as well. Big topics tomorrow. Is going to be a jam-packed show, so stick around. Stay tuned for that. Smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel so you know where to come back to for Chelsea news and Chelsea content. Be sure to check out the links in the description for more content for everyone on the panel as well as other people as well. And then last guys but not least, big shout out to our proper casual and higher tier members. And that's going to go out to Daniel, TM127, EE, Dark, Adrian, A. Solomon. Shout out to everyone I met yesterday at the game. Shout out to all the channels I was on and all that fun stuff. Guys, it's been a fucking phenomenal tournament. I'm absolutely blessed to have this opportunity to do these things. And I'm also really, really happy that Chelsea is in a semifinal of a serious competition like this one. So, yeah, let's go Tuesday. Let's win. And let's get into this final. And let's show the haters that Maresca is the guy. He is that guy. Maresca, my manager, bro. Oh, you know what? This is an appropriate way to end it. Let's end it on this one.
Because too young, because not experience, and unfortunately for them, they have been all wrong. All the ones, that they have the truth and they have the answer for everything. So in English, I would say F off to all of them.